Hey, happy game day, everybody. The On Texas Football Channel's coverage continues with the in-game watch and win-game watch along. We appreciate you being there. Aaron Hogan, Jerry Hamilton. All our normal guests will be with us. Bob Shipley, the coach, Rod Babers, Jerry and I, and you with all the questions, comments, and the chat. Should be lively today. Jerry, let's start with some head news. There's Jeff Howe as well, of course. Jerry, let's lead with some breaking news as far as who's going to play, who's not. And I believe there's been a call of a commitment this afternoon. What's the latest?
Texas got a 2028 commitment, so take that one for what it's worth. But King Pitts, a offensive lineman edge prospect out of Honolulu, Hawaii, who's now in Northern California at Cardinal Newman. I believe in Santa Rosa, California. He committed to Texas, so we'll discuss that a little later. That's a long ways out for a kid to commit this early. It's not a quarterback, but for Texas, Trey Wisner. And DeAndre Moore not dressed out. They're in street clothes. That was expected this week. Jack Injuries is stressed out. So he's expected to give it a go. We'll see who else it will play or will not play here. But those are the two big ones who are not even dressed out thus far.
Steve Sarkisian has said that Trey Wisner is more precautionary. They're just being careful with him. Probably could play if they needed him to, but it's an opportunity again for C.J. Baxter and then those guys behind him. And it's one of the things we want to see, Jeff Howe, is a little bit more out of that running game, pushed by the offensive line. Sark talked about how they played Ohio State head up. And then, San Jose State was moving and trying to go around Texas because they're not nearly as big, and they had a little bit of a hard time establishing that line of scrimmage. Guys like Christian Clark, guy like Jarrett Gibson, can he hold on to the football? Even James Simon, a freshman, they get some time in the backfield for the Longhorns today.
Yeah, I thought one of the telling things on Monday that Sark said he said regarding the San Jose State game, they didn't take a lot of information into that game, and what they did take into the game, they didn't do a very good job of executing it. So. Jared and I talked about it actually on the tailgate show this morning. That group, I've been thinking about that group all week because this is a massive week for that group. UTEP leads the country, came into the weekend leading the country in tackles for loss. They've got double-digit sacks on the year. It's going to be a game similar to San Jose State where they're going to move a lot. So communication for that group. The flip side is if they can pick it up, and keep Arch relatively clean, they're also one of the worst defenses in the country in terms of giving up explosive plays. So it's a high risk, high reward defense for them. So, Jerry, we talked about it this morning, man. It's a massive day for the offensive line.
Yeah, it is. A couple other things just getting in from people in the stadium. CJ Vogel reports Xavier Filsaime in street clothes. So he's a no-go today. And Archie Manning is attending his first game with Arch as the starter today. Archie Manning is in DKR today.
Very cool. All right, so no Xavier Filsaime. Derek Williams only played, not a lot of snaps this year. Do we think we see more Derek Williams? They bring him back from his knee injury. Didn't play much last week. We saw him a little bit against Ohio State. That could be a spot to watch at that other safety position with Michael Taff and Grayson Littleton kind of rotating at the star. We'll keep an eye on that secondary against this group. Our first quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. Driven Automotive need a new used car. This is the place we'll tell you all about them. Allied Medical emergency room as well. They were down at our tailgate, Allied Medical, and people getting those liquid IVs today. Is this going to be 97 degrees? They were chugging the water and putting that liquid IV in there for the electrolytes. It's going to be a warm day today. UTEP will be fine with it too. They practice out in El Paso with their young head coach. But the Longhorns looking to take advantage of another opportunity, guys, to get better. It's really what it's about, playing to your standard, improving, because it's just a luxury to consider this 2-week stretch on the heels of last week, a bye week before you play Florida and then Oklahoma. Meanwhile, Florida's got some really tough games, including today, next week. Before that game, Oklahoma's still got to play Auburn next week. So Longhorns should enter SEC play fresh and healthy if they can get there, but they also have to improve and show signs of focus like they did in last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is for Texas today. I said this on the pregame show. I want to see a first quarter of clean football offensively. And that doesn't mean – I'm not saying score 21 points. I'm just saying clean. It's the same thing the Texas coaches want to see, right? Positive first downs, not negative second downs. If you're not moving the chains after second down, a third and shorter manageable number, and not setting yourself back with penalties. Just playing clean. And I don't care if it's 3 first downs and a field goal attempt or four first downs and a punt. I don't even care. I just want it to be clean offensive football for the first quarter, because when you have a team that's, I don't want to say lacking confidence, pressing, maybe some guys aren't playing well and they're pressing, you need positive early. If Texas gets off to a negative start offensively and UTEP starts to field themselves a little bit in this game, then it's going to be a much slower start than what Steve Sarkisian and Kyle Flood and this staff want. You know the offensive line is going to come out motivated after last.
There's
week.
There's a good 6-yard run, 6-yard run on first down by C.J. Baxter, right up the A gap there. Got a good push, and the Longhorns will be where you want to be, second and manageable. But C.J. Baxter comes up limping a little bit on that first play. Oh boy. Yeah, C.J. Baxter laboring off the field. It looks like his left leg, where he's showing the limp and the hitch in his getty up.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
No. So we'll keep an eye. I'm sure he's headed to the blue trainer's tent. Of course, the sophomore from Orlando who missed all of last year with a knee injury. We'll keep an eye on that. Not wearing the knee brace. That was not much of a hit, but we'll see. All right, so Jarrett Gibson in at running back for the Longhorns. And he's going to get a ball on a swing route. Actually, that's Christian Clark, my bad, number 6. And that's a nice play.
Yeah, a little 11 personnel, tight end in motion, just a simple swing pass to Christian Clark. Good, accurate throw, caught it on the move. Blocking was good on the perimeter, or defense was bad, probably a combination of both there. But the receiver blocking on the perimeter, this is something that I think needs to be as improved as anything this week for this team moving forward.
By the way, quick note from Knoxville, Tennessee up 21-7 on Georgia. They are not out of the first quarter yet. Tennessee has 3 touchdowns.
It's interesting, Jerry. They're actually in 12 personnel because that was Spencer Shannon in the slot. So
he was Shannon in the slot. You're right. On the
when we talked about perimeter blocking, though, this tight ends group, they're not proficient blockers yet, but they're willing. So that's one way to get your perimeter game going. Just get those guys out there.
Yeah, that play to Gibson is essentially a running play. All right, Longhorns 2 plays in and have been positive so far. Actually, 4 plays into this game. They're 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard run on first down. It's going to be Christian Clark again, trying to slide through, and it'll be first third down for Texas here. Probably about 3rd and 7.
That was Jarrett. I think that was Jarrett Gibson on that run there, up on the 2nd down run. Christian Clark came off the field. So both the number 2 and number 3 running backs have got action here on the first drive.
3rd and 6 now for the Longhorns, who have moved the football. This has been clean. No penalties so far, but they've crossed midfield. So this might be 2-down territory, knowing Sark.
Probably just that.
Oh, wow. And he tripped. He was going to have a hole there, and Jarrett Gibson tripped over his offensive lineman. So Sark has a decision to make. We'll see here. We have a hard time with these guys. Christian Clark and Jarrett Gibson, they're 6 and 9. I got to get a good look at the number. They wear tight jerseys, too. So it'll be 4th and 4, as we thought. Sark across midfield, I think, is going to dial something up here. At
least try to draw him off.
Wonder if that guy Stroh was blocking may have gotten a hand on Clark.
We'll see see what Sark does is try to draw him off. Does he get a look he wants, and that gives him a decision?
The excitable Scotty Walden's going to call a timeout here, and he's win for the West T-shirts for the El Paso staff. And with Scotty Walden, I know you're a fan, Jerry. This guy's got it. He is a what did he call himself? He's an ultimate optimist. I mean, he is Mr. Positive, Mr. Positive.
Yeah, look, he's kind of built. He's kind of built for modern day college football. This is a hard job to turn around and really win at. UTEP is really tough, but I like the guy. I think he communicates great. I think he's got great energy. I think he's got great leadership. Former high school quarterback at Cleburne that kind of worked his way up the ranks of playing in lower college football, then worked his way up the ranks of lower college football up to Austin P and FCS, now up to D1 with UTEP. I really like the guy after studying him, watching some press conferences leading up to this game. He's got a tall task today, and he's got a tough job on his hands. But if he keeps bringing the energy and keeps bringing the passion, I think kids believe in what he tells them and his vision. And those guys tend to kind of have more success than you would think. But again, UTEP's a tough job. I like this guy long term in the coaching world. We need guys like this.
Jerry.
I also like because he can remember he played D3 and then he came up through those ranks and he, I heard him say this week that we can find good players down there too. That we got to get our offensive linemen in some of our trenches in key recruiting battles and in the portal. But he knows good and well there's good players at every level of college football that they can stock their roster with, and that's kind of his vision as he gets this thing on track into year 2. Jeff, sorry about that.
No, you're good. I love the way that El Paso community supports that program. And said it, Jerry, like getting to know some guys that were on the staff when Dana Dimmel was the coach there. I mean, you get a really good insight into just how tough a job it is. Like, on a normal game day, I mean, it's one thing for kids to want to come to Austin or get them to, College Station or the Metroplex schools or wherever for an unofficial visit. It's really hard to get kids like from the Metroplex to El Paso for an unofficial visit for a game.
Hey, so a little breaking news here, and this is kind of what we were talking about with the King Pitts. King Pitts just messaged me. I don't know what's going on. I haven't committed yet to Texas. Who is saying I did? I never told anybody I wanted to go to Texas, only I liked the school. So somebody jumped the gun on that, reporting that the kid committed to Texas. That's why I came on there. I was like, hold on now. So 2028, this was really early commitment. So the reporting of him being committed, I don't know who reported that, but that's why I kind of took that with a grain of salt when we came on this show, because I had not heard from King himself, and King Pitts is not committed to Texas, and he doesn't know where that's coming from.
Very good. Very good. All right. Timeout here. It's going to be a 4th and 4, maybe a little more than that here from just inside midfield for Texas. UTEP 44 is where Texas is, and this is typical for Sark. You get inside the opponent's territory, you're going to try to see if you can get it on 2 downs. Unfortunately for Christian Clark, he had a corner, but tripped over either a UTEP lineman or his own lineman, and looked like that was going to go for a first down on 3rd down. Now it's 4th and 4. And the Longhorns are going to go for it out of 11 personnel here. No, it's 11. Looks to me. Jack Endry's in the high slot there, so we'll see where Sark goes. Do they actually snap the football here? They will. Arch is fire one behind Ryan Wingo, and that's how that drive ends. And the Longhorns do not score points on their first drive. Looked like Arch wanted to run, got contained, and then threw behind his favorite target. That's now 17 attempts to Ryan Wingo this year with only 6 connections. It's just a throw behind him. Now the defense will take the field for the first time here in this first quarter. Malachi Nelson, former 5-star recruit. I know you guys have talked a lot about him this week, and they'll come out in an empty look with 5 wide receivers against this Texas front.
Somebody saying Baxter in full peds and helmet went into the locker room, so we'll see. So we'll see what becomes of the Cedric Baxter injury. All right, UTEP rebuilt their offensive line, and this is key for Malachi Nelson this game. Key for Texas. I think Texas will win on the edges. Let's see if they win on the interior as well.
A nice first down play there. They got 8 yards, a little out route, and Texas stuffs his second down play, so now it's going to be 3rd and short for UTEP. You rebuilt the offensive line through the portal. They brought in a lot of guys from around the country, different levels, to help shore up the O-line. And, Malachi Nelson, I saw the C.J. Vogel stat, 6 of 23 or 24 on passes 10 yards or more down the field. So probably a lot of short and intermediate passes for Malachi. Texas may not have to worry about much deep as far as the accuracy goes, but he is a talented kid.
Yeah, he is talented. I do think if you can get pressure on him, he'll throw it deep, late deep. I do think he has that in right now as a young quarterback. So that'll be interesting to see. Murad Watson, heck of a play on that second down, by the way.
It's going to be 4th down now and length of a football, essentially. And it looks like Scotty Walden's going to go for it, too. They had a defensive lineman lined up there on that 3rd down play, trying to lead the way, kind of a Tavondre Sweat kind of play. And they're going to go for this on 4th down.
Trying to power this thing into the teeth of that Texas defense is a bold strategy.
And they did not get it. The spot would indicate that coming from the top and the bottom. Longhorns are going to hold there defensively. 3 straight runs for Scotty Walden after the pass on first down. They got it 8.5 yards and didn't go anywhere. So they give it right back to Texas. And that obviously is something we'll watch here in our On Texas Football watch along, the C.J. Baxter situation. Pretty innocuous play as he went to the ground on that tackle, gained 6 yards and got up limping, now going to the locker room. So we'll cross our fingers for C.J. But Leonga Lafau, that Texas interior, doing a great job that time stuffing that. And I'm not sure about the play call, trying to push Texas 3 straight times after you gained 8 or 9 on the first down play. Now Arch Manning back on the field, Texas with their second possession.
Cole Brevard won't get credit for that, but that's a hell of a job by him creating a pile right there and giving Ant Hill room to get over the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Jarrett Gibson at running back to start this series. And there's a good pass-off play action. Parker Livingston, they have good chemistry doing their thing across midfield now. And just a little simple RPO action with the fire, turn the back to the defense, put some zip on it, and Parker Livingston right up the seam.
Jeff,
a lot of 12 personnel to start this game.
A lot of 12, yeah, and I love Livingston working back to the ball right there too. That was a successful play action pass at that.
Yeah, turned his back to the defense, turned back in, got his feet under him, and delivered a good ball that time. And here comes the run from Jarrett Gibson, who's going to power his way, try to get to the first down marker on first down. I think they'll give him a spot of about 8-9 yards on that run. That's what you want to do, get outside Brandon Baker on the right side and get upfield. I really like the way Gibson gets his foot in the ground, guys, and gets north-south.
He's a quicker runner. He's a quicker runner this year, guys. I mean, I don't know if it's because he reshaped his body or a little bit, or if he's a sophomore in college, year 2, but he's a little more decisive and looks a little quicker than me this season.
All right, it's going to be 3rd and short now. Longhorns got 8 on first down, but now stuffed on that second down play, so it'll be 3rd and short from the 22-yard line.
I want to see an all 22 of that Christian Clark 3rd down run because that thing was there.
Someone in the stadium saying Parker Livingstone is maybe a little gimpy right now.
Oh, geez. He's out there as the high side in the trips formation. Texas not going to get it on 3rd down. No movement up front, and that tackle in the backfield stat for UTEP, so far so good. They've pushed that pile back. Texas has gained their rushing yards pretty much outside of that one Cedric Baxter run to start the ball game. We'll see what Sark does. This is exactly what Scotty Walden did. It'll get 8 or 9 yards on first down and then stuff, and now going forward on 4th and short. What's the play call for Sark here with 8:08 to go in the first quarter? Going to a 3-back set here. All right, nice play call. Good play. Up, give it to the up back. And it's going to be Jarrett Gibson. Nick Townsend was in there as the third man in the backfield that time, looked like.
There's very little push on that third.
That's Ryan Niblett, my bad. 81-21. I'll get these jerseys right. Sorry, guys. By the way, Georgia has scored now, so it's their track meet in Knoxville. It's 21-14.
Yeah. That's not what I expected in Knoxville, by the way. I did not expect this to look like a 45-42 game.
See,
defense is not stopping anybody right now.
This is what that 4th down call by Sark. Just putting Nick Townsend in motion, it's going to freeze the 2nd level, 3rd level defenders long enough for you to get a push. Like, that's not showing that like you're more finesse than physicality. That's just smart football. Like, I want Sark to do more of that.
Yeah, nice scramble that time for 7 yards by Arch on the nobody open, got upfield, gained positive yards. Christian Clark became the first Texas running back into the end zone on a running play this year. He got down to the half a foot line. See if Texas can get a running back in the end zone. Hadn't happened this year. Good cutback that time. Christian Clark right there at the hash mark.
I'm sorry, guys. My feed is way behind y'all, so I'm listening. I'm kind of –
No, you're good, Jerry.
I had that week 1.
I still think part of the deal is just trying to figure out, especially like Clark, who's new, are these guys good zone runners? Are they good, inside zone runners, outside zone runners, gap power runners? They're still trying to figure out this running back group.
Yeah, weird play right there. That time, Texas UTEP was running a 11th player on the field as they were snapping the ball. They're going to call it for offsides on UTEP. He didn't get back on time. Texas had a free play and maybe went a little early, but they still stuffed it. It'll be first down, though, for Texas. They'll move that maybe an inch towards the goal line. Might be a quarterback sneak here for Arch. Seems like he could just – the guy that was coming on to be the 11th defender was not in a hurry. Didn't feel like either.
You know you're close to the end zone when the stat sheet says 1st and 10 from the 0.
Oh, boy. And that got blown up. Brandon Baker on the right tackle spot got beat inside, and defender met him in the backfield. All right, so now it's going to be 2nd and 3. Longhorn interior not getting much push right now against UTEP. 3rd and goal. Red zone, red zone. See what the Longhorns do. Shotgun this time with Jarrett Gibson as the sole running back. Ryan Wingo, motion. Arch Manning, contested throw, pass interference. Longhorns are going to get a reset as Arch rolled and tried to find Wingo, who was covered, but covered too well. There's a penalty. So far, disappointing, guys, not getting much push up front. They've run the ball well to the edges and to the outside, but interior not getting a push when you need it. So I like what you said earlier, Jeff, about using that diamond formation, using people in motion, freeze some things. But right here, the offensive line just got to get a hat on a hat and push the line.
Yeah, confusion creates hesitation. Hesitation gets you beat. So this offensive line, I think, is struggling. I think they're struggling before the snap in some regard, and that's going to make you look really bad after the ball is snapped. I really think some of the struggles with this offensive line are just recognition right now.
I agree, Jerry, because if, especially that, I think it was the 1st and goal run. I'm trying to look at my the play where UTEP only had 10 men on the field, and they ran a guy and got the offsides penalty. They brought a guy late, and basically nobody accounted for the unblocked man like that. But to your point, that's still on the offensive line because that's got to be pre-snap. You just got to be better pre-snap.
Yeah.
This quarter and the whole game brought to you by Ally Emergency Medical. They've got 7 great locations in Central Texas, 9 if you include their 2 down in Houston. You're going to get in and get treated for whatever your issue is. They're tremendous. Also, the quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. My good buddy and lifelong Central Texan Jeremy Jones. Talked to him this week. He told me a story about a guy that got online at drivenoutosales.net, found a car that he wanted and got it for the price that's listed. He said he had found the same truck for similar price online somewhere else, but there were $2,000 to $3,000 in additional add-ons that made it a much more expensive vehicle. You don't get that at Driven. I promise you. What you see with the price is more than fair is the price, but it's also the price you're going to pay, not any additions at the end. It's that simple for Driven. Quality, variety, and customer satisfaction, everything that they do. I promise you won't find a better vehicle at a better price anywhere. They're based in Buda, Texas, but they sell vehicles all over Central Texas, around the state and around the country. They've sold great vehicles at an outstanding value to buyers across the U.S. They'll get it to you delivery complimentary, just a click away. DrivenAutoSales.net. Whether it's a dream vehicle, you're looking to have some fun, or you need a car or truck for your youngster or yourself, Driven carries everything from fuel-efficient compact cars, full-size options, each one meticulously inspected for quality and performance. And every car from Driven Auto Sales comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Not everybody's giving you that, I promise you. Once again, y'all, it's more than fair. It is more than friendly at Driven Auto Sales. A click away, drivenoutosales.net. All right, Longhorns getting a reprieve here with some penalties on UTEP. They're now going to be sitting on the doorstep here, 1st and goal. Is this the play in which Texas gets a running back into the end zone and a running play for the first time in 2025? We'll see if that's the call for Longhorns. 1st and goal from the 2 after the Ryan Wingo, holding in the end zone. Longhorns 64 yards so far. Check that, 84 yards to 8. But this says first-year starter at center, not having the 4-year starter is showing. Thank you, Big Pal, Chief Buddy Guy. And pick that up, Jeff or Jerry. The center has to set those protections, right? They do the line calls. And if we're having confusion, does it go to the epicenter? Or just give me some thoughts on that.
It's communication up and down the line, but it's still to me. Sorry, Jerry, but to me, it's still. What did you do during the week to prepare for that? Because I can't imagine they're showing you that many different looks. Really, where you're seeing the issues are short yardage and goal line.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if I put it on the center. It's hard to say without being Steve Sarkisian and Kyle Flood on this one, because it could be a player being confused by a movement or confusion with his right guard that may not be on the center. So it may be Brandon Baker just having a recognition problem.
Arch Manning on the play action out of the pistol formation. Looked like Jared Gibson would have walked into the end zone too, but instead Arch Manning called his own number, and he goes around the right side and into the end zone for his second rushing touchdown of the year, first of the ball game. Longhorns, after being stopped on the fourth down play on their first drive, come back and score on their second. And seeing that replay, guys, Jared Gibson would have scored too if they had handed him the ball. Instead, Arch Manning gets it.
Yeah, I think there were 4 players that could have scored on that play. Arch, Gibson, if you'd have just thrown it to Emery Winston. I mean, if anybody was open on that play. Fumble Ruski would have scored on that.
All right, so it's going to be 7-0 Texas. Yep, that is good from Mason Shipley. And the Longhorns finish off the drive. Impressive one there for sure, as they go 9 plays, 52 yards and 456. It started with that play action pass to Parker Livingston that jump started the drive. Longhorns run it in from there. And a first quarter touchdown on a drive for the Longhorns, brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. A nice drive for Texas, guys, and needed that after getting stopped on fourth down the previous.
Yeah, okay. I just want to address something. I'll piggyback off what Jerry said a minute ago, because this is a great point, Jerry, about the offensive line. I'm just seeing in the chat like the O-line sucks, the O-line sucks, the O-line's trash. Okay, yeah, they're not off to a great start, but there's also multi-layers to this too. I think in a lot of ways your play caller needs to understand what he's got up front. He's got to help your guys out. Like that play right there. That's a perfect example. Just put it in Arch's hands, take some pressure off the offensive line. Everybody goes with Gibson. It's an easy touchdown run for Arch. Like, it's all got to work together. And again, there's no shame in saying, like, okay, right now this offensive line can't just roll people off the ball in a short yardage or goal line situation. Okay, that's fine. You can do one of two things. You can continue to force the issue and try to get better, or as a play caller or your quarterback, whoever it's up to, you can help your offensive line out, take some of the pressure off them with motions or shifts or whatever, or misdirection. So that way you're not putting it all on them. I think it speaks to, Jerry, to the question you got earlier. This group is still getting used to playing with each other. Like, and I think that's something that a lot of people, I'll include myself, you kind of took for granted how much football Kelvin Banks and Hayden Connor and Jake Majors and DJ Campbell had played together. It's going to take a minute, but it's multifactorial, as our guy Rod Babers would say.
Yeah, I see it. One of my deals is I see Brandon Baker struggling with. I mean, he's a talented player. You don't beat Ohio State and Georgia and everybody in Oregon for a guy who's not an extremely talented player. I see a lot of hesitation and confusion with him. I don't think it's a talent thing. I just think he just doesn't look like he's confident in what he's seeing, and reactive to the movement around him, in front of him and on his peripheral. That's like one of the things I see with Brandon Baker. I don't think this guy didn't just turn into a bad athlete or a bad recruit, right? It doesn't work that way. Anybody that's been in a college football playoff or won a national championship wanted him out of high school. So it's not about that. When I see him, when I singularly focus on him, he looks to be hesitant. And if you're hesitant as an offensive lineman, you are toast.
Yeah, 100%.
So he has got to, at some point when in his plays where he's struggling, doesn't look like an athlete, the athlete he is, or the athlete we've seen when I watch him. That's just something to watch. What I think with offensive linemen is, if you're thinking too much, you're not going to look athletic, and then you're going to get beat anyways. So we'll see if he can mature, I think, pre-snap and when the ball is snapped, because I don't think it's a talent issue with him.
No, I'll add too, Jerry, just for the line, because I'm seeing some stuff in the chat. Same thing about Cole Hudson. I think that whole O line at times, it looks like they're just a half step off. And to your point, man, that's a position. If one guy isn't 100% sure what he's doing, the entire group can look like garbage.
It's
so bad. it's just going to take rep after rep after rep. But I think until you get there, like that calling the Arch Manning touchdown run, I think your play caller's got to help your O line out a little bit.
Longhorns going to catch a break here. The kickoff was fielded at the 3-yard line and kind of bounced to the returner who put his knee down. So UTEP's going to start this drive at the 3-yard line. 97 will go. Texas has an opportunity to create something with the defense here. Last week we saw them score touchdowns and then create quick turnovers. We will see. But that was a big mistake by the kick returner, to say the least.
Yes. Puts a lot of pressure on the UTEP offensive line here and Malachi Nelson to get the ball out of his hand quickly.
They need to work Nick Townsend into the run game. That's good. When somebody asked about why the offense has changed with Quinn Ewers being gone, Sark has said, Jeff, you've been to all these press conferences. They're trying. They think that's what's going to suit Arch Manning better. He actually compared it to some of the Mac Jones stuff they did at Alabama, under center, play action. I think that's the strength of Arch Manning right now. So it's not all out of the shotgun as it was with Quinn.
No, I would say this too. The Mannings learned to play quarterback from under center. They learn to play in the drop back game. That's where Arch is going to be his strengths. And straight drop backs, Rod's gone over the numbers. Straight drop back has been where he's best. And I think that's where Sark wants to be too with this team, is he wants to be able to play under center a little bit more, especially with Arch. Hopefully that opens up your play action game. If you can run it effectively enough, that also opens up your waggles, some of your misdirection. But it's all got to come together, and you got to play well enough up front for a plan to cut like that to come together. Then your wide receivers have to catch the football. They got to build timing, and right now it's just a struggle. But this is what Sark wants this offense to build this offense around, with Arch Manning to his strengths, the way the Mannings learned to play the quarterback position. Arch isn't one of those guys that played in the shotgun 99% of the time and threw to his first read. That's not how he was taught how to play the game.
All right, a lot of changes here on a big 3rd and 3. Texas would get great field position if they can get off the field here, and both teams making changes at the snap here. Longhorns take advantage of a mistake by UTEP here with field position. A good stop by Jelani McDonald. That's going to be short. Looked like he was going to have it.
A lot of confusion personnel-wise for Texas right there.
Yeah, that was strange. And then there was a crease after the tackle was missed by Leunga Lafau. Jelani McDonald cleared it up, but they gave him a first down, it looks like. That was close. That's a tackle Leunga Lafau would like to have back right there, because that was going to be for a stop and probably a punt. Instead, he ran through it and then got to the sticks. It's first down.
By the way, I know it's a first down. Jelani McDonald's playing at a really high level this year for Texas. That was a really good close.
There he is again on a great tackle. That's back-to-back nice tackles for Jelani McDonald. That one in the flats, they had a little screen set up. That looked like Andrew Makuba out there.
Yeah, he's we talked about how the offensive line doesn't look confident, and some of the guys don't look confident. Jelani McDonald looks extremely confident as a player this year, and that's when you just play fast and you're just reacting to what you see.
I've been so impressed with Murad Watson, man.
He's a stud.
Just dog walking the guard back into the quarterback.
Now, Murad Watson's going to be a top 3 round draft pick, in my opinion. I'll be surprised if he's not.
Yeah, this is going to be a big third down. This will be 3rd and long now. This is where Texas – the defense is all over the place right now. They're going to get off the field on 3rd and 11 as Malachi Nelson rolled to his right. But right before that play, you see that, Jeff, that who was it walked up and smacked Ethan Burke right in the back? Like, what are we doing? That was a weird play, but Texas gets off the field. They're going to have some pretty good field position here, it looks like, at the end of the first quarter. But watch, it was Anthony Hill. Little confusion on defense right now of what they're trying to do.
All right. Don't want to see them come after a punt here. Just kick it and
get that field position, get that offense back on the field here. Keep cranking the run game. But Longhorns are going to play punt safe.
Just set up a return.
There you go. And Ryan Niblett's going to have some space and some green grass. Look out. Texas is going to start this with about the 30-yard line. So that mistake by their kick returner for UTEP turns out to be huge. You kind of thought it might. And in the end, the Longhorns are going to have a very short field here before the end of the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. Find them online at drivenoutosales.net. But this might be a short drive, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, Texas should get a trip inside the red zone here. And you know what that means, touchdown all day long. Yeah, it was
their comfort zone.
Yeah, here's the question. Somebody texted me from the stands. It looked like if Niblett had kept that outside, he might have scored.
Yeah.
At least that was a positive. He caught it before, just after midfield and picked up 24, 25 yards. And here comes Ryan Wingo on an end around that's going to get snuffed out. UTEP was waiting for that.
On the replay, if he slows down half a second and lets Phillips get a block, he may be able to get outside to the sideline. Probably would have got down to at least a 10. But you know what? It's probably better he didn't. This offense needs to operate.
Another tackle for loss that time for UTEP. They one of the best in the nation coming into this game. Ryan Wingo. Also, according to PFF, a very good tackling team through the first two games, and that's shown up in this game so far.
Pretty sure that Wingo Niblett was supposed to have the block there. Yeah, that was a guy Niblett missed in space.
All right, so now it's going to be third and long here. Texas goes backwards on first down, just got those yards back on second down. And if you're just tuning in here on the On Texas Football Watch Along, CJ Baxter had one carry to start this game and then limped off the field, went to the locker room. So we're crossing our fingers for CJ Baxter. No word on his situation. He has not returned, obviously. Third and 10 here. Longhorns like to convert and put a touchdown on the board from this short out. But so far, nothing. Another swing out to Gibson, who's going to be short of the – actually, he's going to run through a tackle. As I just complimented, it's going to be fourth and probably a foot. As Christian Clark was stopped for about 7-yard gain. Instead, he fought for 2.5 more. Might make the decision easier for Sark here.
Oh, yeah, he's going.
It's going to be about fourth and a frog hair here.
Yeah, this is that pistol formation we saw at the goal line that scored the touchdown last time with Jarrett Gibson behind Arch. And they are going to give it to Gibson this time and get it easily right behind Trevor Gooseby. And the Longhorns are going to have a fresh set of downs. That'll be the final play of the first quarter, guys. That's going to get us where the Longhorns have a chance to score coming out to start the second quarter. Our first quarter brought to you by Ally Medical Emergency, ER. Once you go to an Ally, you won't go to a hospital-based ER ever again. You'll just go to Ally. They've got 7 great locations in Central Texas, the newest being in San Marcos. So go check them out for anything. If you got a critical situation to a minor, not feeling very good, just go check them out. They are tremendous at Ally Ally Medical Emergency Room. And then Driven Auto Sales. Check out Jeremy Jones and his team. They want to hear from you. Jeremy watches the watch along every week. He's totally into it and wants to hear from you. You need a new vehicle. They sell used vehicles, but these are sharp looking. You're not going to find a better price on that dream vehicle, that truck that you've been looking for, car. They sell everything from fuel efficient compact cars, full size options as well. Each one meticulously inspected for quality and performance. They come with a lifetime powertrain warranty at Driven Auto Sales. It's more than fair and they're more than friendly to get you where you want to be. It's drivenoutosales.net. That's drivenoutosales.net, based in Buda. But, all over Central Texas, they'll deliver your car all around Texas or all over the country. Learn more and get to know them at drivenoutosales.net. All right, guys, first quarter thoughts. Longhorns have controlled the game, only 7 points on the board, but they do have 100 yards in total offense to 18 for UTEP so far.
Coach, I'm liking the misdirection run game Texas is using. It seemed like they're O-line wise are still getting adjusted to maybe some things UTEP is doing at this point with some movement up front, but just trying to play bully ball isn't working. But I like the fact they're having success in short yardage using misdirection. At least they may have found something they can build on there. which is good.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that CJ's out of the game, at least for right now. And I don't know that I would see him come back. We'll see him come back, but it's good to see, Christian Clark and Jarrett Gibson come in and take care of the load. It's not quite the same, although I think, it's going to be a good opportunity for them to get some much needed work today. But I agree with that. I like the misdirection. I like what we're doing so far. We shouldn't have to be trying to convert fourth downs every drive, against this UTEP defense. Although they are salty, they're what we thought they were. They're going to be tenacious. They're just eventually going to be overpowered, I would imagine. But anyway, hey, what about Ryan Dibblett? We may have us a kick returner after all.
Yes, sir, Coach. Yeah, how about that? Arch Manning with a touchdown, and then the mistake by the kick returner, giving the Longhorns great field position, and Ryan Niblett brought it back, fielded it properly, and got upfield. Which is how did both of your boys, Bob, the coach, were punt returners. What's the key to being a good punt returner in your mind?
Well, I tell you what, the only person that I've ever seen, I'd only seen one person look at the ball, look at the return coverage. A punt coverage, look at the ball, look back at punt coverage, and that was Deion Sanders. And then I saw Jordan do it. I could see it on TV. And so I asked him, "Is that what you're doing?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "You're crazy. Keep your eye on the ball." And then of course he taught Jackson to do the same thing. But I'm wearing my good luck shirt today, so I think that things are pretty good.
Well, let's hope there's good luck for CJ. As you said, the injury to CJ Baxter, that's scary for someone coming back from a knee injury.
Yeah, I'm not superstitious. I had somebody ask me one time if I was superstitious about what I wear in the game, like some people are about underwear and stuff. And my answer is always, if the underwear I'm wearing has anything to do with the outcome of this game, we got bigger problems than what I know how to deal with.
That's right. All right. Second quarter starts, brought to you by Callahan's General Store, with the Longhorns in the red zone here. And Jarrett Gibson will get the first carry of the quarter. And Longhorns, as Coach Shipley said, you don't want to have to keep getting fourth downs here, like to punch this thing in. But as you said, and Jeff, you can pick up on the opportunity, our fingers are crossed for CJ, but Jarrett Gibson and Christian Clark, maybe even James Simon, going to get a lot of opportunities in this game on a very hot afternoon in Austin.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a James Simon game. See, I like that little misdirection, but see, I'll take up for the O-line from this standpoint. There are times where the running back might have to account for the unblocked defender. And Coach, I had coaches a long time ago tell me, hey, don't blame the O-line running back if you're not getting it. At some point, you got to go be an athlete and make a play. So I like Gibson there maximizing that run.
All right, now a little out throw to Jack Endries near the first down marker, but it's going to be short, so it'll be 3rd and 2.5, I think, here, and see if the Longhorns can pick this up. They're obviously on the doorstep, but this will be 2-down territory for Sark, you have to imagine.
Well, no place on the field today has not been.
Yeah, that's right, for both teams. All right, there it is right again. Little wheel route to Ryan Wingo. It was there, and those two are just not connecting. That's, as we've said, 18 tries, only 6 completions to Wingo, and that would have been a touchdown, a little bit better throw or whatever the situation was, but that was there.
Yeah, almost a pick that time, pick block.
Yeah, rub play. But, yeah, I like the play, but, yeah, it could have been a penalty, and it certainly could have been completed. Now 4th and 3, and the Longhorns will go for it. Mason Shipley's over there saying, come on, man. Longhorns are 1 for 2 so far on their 4th down attempts, I believe. Going to roll Arch to his left, and it looks like nothing's open. He's going to go all the way back to the other side, and have to get rid of the football here at some point. And he's going to throw an interception in the end zone, who should not have been brought out. But there is a penalty down. The flag is on the ground.
We had a lineman downfield.
Well, 4th down. Longhorns go for it, don't convert. Missed the Wingo throw, and then that one was well covered by UTEP.
Oh, man, that's –
yeah, he's got to stop making those ill-advised passes like that. I would have liked to see him take on that defender one-on-one. I know it was probably a safety, but throwing it across your body like that, I don't know. Well, he had a guy closed on him from behind, but that ball wasn't going to get back to Wingo anyway.
Yeah, he threw it across his body, but back across the field too. And another break for Texas on an interception. The defender should have just kneeled down and they'd have the ball at the 20-yard line. Instead, they're going to be inside the 10-yard line or maybe the 5-yard line. We'll see. But UTEP stops. Texas now 2 for 4 on fourth downs. And Arch Manning has thrown an interception here. He's 4 for 7 for the game, 68 yards, 1 pick, and still not connecting with Ryan Wingo. That is an ongoing conversation, guys, because for whatever reason, those two are not in sync right now.
The bigger issue. Oh, go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just going to say 3 games in a row that Arch has thrown a pick.
Yep. Yeah, and that one was just, I agree with you, Coach. I mean, he's 225 pounds. See if you can, you only need 3 yards. So if you can make one guy miss or run through a tackle, you have an opportunity to get the first down. They didn't need a touchdown there.
Yeah.
I get you.
Baker,
sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jeff.
I get you want to get your offense some confidence right there, converting a fourth down. But to me, the to-go distance is 4th and 3. I don't know. If it's just me, I usually don't second-guess Sark on the fourth down stuff. I'd rather have seen him take the points right there and just go play defense.
Yeah, I would too. Baker over there at right tackle had a little trouble down on our the goal line. We were trying to score and eventually did score, but then he came back and everybody was blocking down on Arch's run, and he had a combo block where he blocked on a defensive lineman, then rubbed off on a linebacker and had a really good block that cleared the way for Arch to score. So good to see him growing. He's going to have to just have experience. There's going to be growing pains with him, I think, and Hudson both. They just have not been. They didn't play that well last week, and hadn't seen anything to just real out of the normal for Hudson at this point. Baker looked bad a couple of times, but like I said, he came back with a good block. So we'll continue to monitor the offensive line's progress through the game.
All right, Aaron Hogan, Jeff Howe, Bob Shipley, the coach, and we've got the second quarter underway, brought to you by our good buddies at Callahan's General Store. My friend is Charlie Wilson. He's the owner and CEO over there, but man, it's family owned and operated since 1978 at Callahan's General Store, and they want to see you. They've, as they say, there are only 2 seasons in Texas: football season and spring football. We'll tell you about Callahan's throughout the quarter. All right, Longhorns again, beneficiaries of great field position for their defense, or bad field position for UTEP here, and the Longhorns get a stop on first down. Derek Williams with the big hit there. That's twice, guys, that you take advantage of UTEP's mistakes. The interceptor should not have brought that ball out. Instead, the Longhorns have a chance to make something, and the Texas Longhorns defense on first down gives up just 3 yards. And now there's going to be a negative play, and that's tunneled under. Now it'll be third down. Travis Shaw with the big play there, guys. Just beat his block and, met the ball carrier in the backfield. Never even got blocked, actually.
Yeah, he didn't.
All right, here comes the Longhorn pressure, and there's going to be a penalty here. That's one thing, knock on this table, this is wood. The Longhorns have not had a penalty, I don't believe, to this point. No, actually won the illegal man downfield, but it did not get accepted. They took the interception. So that's going to be false start. UTEP, they'll back up.
I'll tell you what, mass times velocity equals what we saw on that Travis Shaw TFL. Good Lord, that's 350 plus coming downhill fast, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, Coach, right. I got to tell you, last night, my nephew suiting up for Georgetown for their varsity. They were playing in Coppers Cove. Went the back way 280, wanted to burn it, and I'm cutting across, going through Ocala. See a lot of Shipley's Ranches signs. So you guys are doing some work out there.
Oh, yeah. ShipleyRanches.com.
Ooh, Colin Simmons came free that time. Malachi Nelson was able to get the completion to get out of his own end zone, but Colin Simmons had a beat on that. Unfortunately, didn't get a late penalty of any kind, but he beat the right tackle off the snap.
Ooh, gosh, that was pretty.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so 4th and 9, and that means the Longhorns are going to get the ball back again in really, really good field position. They had the ball at the 30-yard line.
Attaboy. Yeah, we may have found us a punt returner.
There is a flag now, but let's see what that is. But yeah, Ryan Niblett starting to get more aggressive.
There you go. Make a guy miss. Ooh. They may be getting Ty Anthony Smith for a hold on that.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back.
Yeah, he did push him with his hand.
Yeah, so that's going to negate great field position for Texas. Instead of that, they'll be back at the 46-yard line. Legal block in the back looks like it's going to be on Warren Roberson. He tried to hold up, but momentum got him on that one. All right, second quarter brought to you by Callahan's General Store. Longhorns up 7-0. They've had opportunities, 2 for 4, though. They've only gone 50% on fourth down attempts, and the last one came in the Longhorn end zone, or the UTEP end zone. Here's Christian Clark with a first down carry. That's a good one, through the middle, but then off to the right side.
Great experience for these guys. Really good experience. We're going to need them.
Let's hope CJ Baxter can get back. I'm with you, Coach. Probably not seeing him today, but let's hope the best for him. That's going to be a first down on 2 runs by Christian Clark, and the line's starting to get a little bit of a surge now, which is good here into the second quarter. Christian Clark going to come out, and Longhorns are back to first down. Still 21-14, by the way, Tennessee, Georgia. The scoring has slowed down, but Georgia has a chance to tie that game before the half. They're at about the 6-yard line going in. Nice cut by Jarrett Gibson. Good blocking up front, and the Longhorns are now running the ball. 3 straight runs to one pick. You got a first down on 2 carries, and now close to it here. Longhorns are up to 70 rush yards here in the quarter in 5 minutes. 128 total yards so far to 24 for UTEP.
Good job, Big Baker on that block right there. That's good to see.
Yeah, Baker did get beat on that goal line play, but has played better since. Well, there's that time the tackle got a push inside Connor Robertson that time and kind of blew that play up. Longhorns will be at third down now.
It's a nice skip pull by Stroh on that first Gibson run there.
All right, another 3rd and 4, manageable for Texas. See if they can stay out of fourth down. It's going to be another run. This one, Christian Clark with a cutback. It is going to be a fourth down opportunity here for Texas. They've already had 4 and gotten 2 of them. What are we doing here, guys? We kicking? We going for it?
Jeff Howe's going to kick it.
Man, I got to get Mason Shipley some work other than just PATs before you get to conference play.
Yeah, but I think Sark is he's want to take advantage of this field position that he's had this whole half. They've only got 7 points on the board. UTEP's been under their own goalpost on every drive, and the Longhorns have this more efficient offense. This thing could be already one-sided. They're going to throw it on play action and overshoot Parker Livingston, and the Longhorns are now 2 for 5 on fourth down. They will give the ball back to UTEP, up 7-0 early or midway through the second quarter. Well, guys, there have been opportunities to separate this game, and the Longhorns the offense continues to sputter.
Yeah, I think it's becoming pretty obvious that Arch is not where we thought he was as a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's really that's not a real tough pass. I mean, especially if you run it up in practice. He could have he kind of threw it over the top, and he could have led his receiver a little bit more, and it's a pretty easy catch because the receiver can slow down and keep the DB on his shoulders, or he can speed up and provide a little separation to go for a ball. But it's not that difficult of a throw.
Yeah,
I mean,
just a little bit too much air on it, and
it is for me. But you see college quarterbacks every day make that throw.
no, I think you're right, Coach. I mean, the throw to Ryan Wingo on the wheel route was a very makeable throw, and that's have 2 touchdowns off the board. The Longhorns have not converted. That was a 3rd down play. That was a 4th down, and Longhorns would run the ball the entirety of that drive until that throw. So we have seen Arch Manning run for a touchdown, but only 4 for 8 on the completion side. Got 58 yards passing, but has missed on too many opportunities here. But that's an interesting point, the way you put that, Coach. Not where we thought he would be. He's, 3rd year in the program and not making throws that he should be able to make. I think he would say, I should be able to make those throws. And we'll see. Because, again, the game is 7-0. UTEP's going to get the ball back in the best field position they've had in a while here in the second quarter. And we'll see. They've got to be feeling pretty good about where they sit with Scotty Walden. This says, I guess Arch just throws sidearm now. Well, we make offense look hard. Thank you for that. What they don't make hard over at Callahan's General Store is everything you need. I make a habit of getting to Callahan's to keep my yard in great shape, because at Callahan's they have everything you need, but also the people, the friendly people. You could pay a yard service to come and keep your yard looking great, but if you just do it yourself, you go to Callahan's right there at 501 Bastrop Highway between downtown and the airport. They've been there since 1978, and they're going to guide you to the exact products you need. We're about to be into the calendar fall, right, on the 22nd of this month. What are you going to do in the fall to get your yard ready for the fall conditions and then the winter? They just walk you through it. I go about once a month, get the things I need, apply them as they tell me to do, and what do you know? My yard looks great year round. Yours can too, and that saves you from wasting your money buying things, using it wrong, doing it wrong time of year. Lock it in there. They also have the housewares, the Western wear if you need some hats and boots and jeans. They're the best. It's Callahan's General Store. Always a good day to make it a Callahan's day. UTEP with their latest possession, and they're going to start with a chunk play completion in man coverage down the middle to the tight end or the receiver, and that's what Scotty Walden wanted to see. They have UTEP's got to be feeling great, guys, that they're in this game. They've had the terrible field position, and Texas has had their opportunities to put this thing up 21-0 or further, and instead it's only a 7-0 game.
Yeah, they just doubled their offensive output for the first half on that one play.
Yes. If it stands, there's a flag down. We'll see what this is.
83. Texas run 83% of their offensive snaps in UTEP territory and only has 7 points to show for it.
That's what 2 for 5 on 4th down will do for you, and missing throws that are available to you. All right, so that's a chunk play right there, no doubt about it. For UTEP, they're into Texas territory. As you said, Coach, I mean, that's as many yards as they've had this whole game. They are now at 57 for the ball game. Texas sitting at 130, but only 7 points. But that was a well-designed play. They just got, inside of Jelani McDonald there and behind Leunga Lafau, and an easy pitch and catch for Malachi Nelson. Nice job by the quarterback. They brought the linebacker blitz that time. Oh, man, Malachi back across his body. There's Jelani McDonald, who's having a heck of a first half. An ill-advised throw by the quarterback. Big time. Leunga Lafau came on the linebacker blitz, guys, and flushed him out to the right and threw a pass he wishes he had bad. Both former 2023 five-star quarterbacks, guys, have thrown ill-advised interceptions so far in this first half.
This is where PK not being a big blitz guy, the high blitz rate, this is where it really helps. When you do bring it, a little delayed blitz right there, it's really, really effective.
All right, defense is doing their part and giving Texas opportunities. Let's see if they can take advantage of it here before the half. Still 8:15 to go in this second quarter, brought to you by Callahan's General Store, also Ally Medical ER with their 7 great locations. Mike wants to know, who is A.J. Milwee-Sark developed at Texas? Being real, they haven't. Well, I mean, Quinn Ewers, there's a debate, but, there's a small sample size of Quinn and Arch at this point. Hudson Card, I don't think you would include that. But, any thoughts on that point, or too early to tell on Arch Manning is what I would say. But he's not playing up to standard.
Well, he's not playing up to the standard that we expected.
Yes.
I don't know that that's his fault as much as it is our fault.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Well,
fair. Yeah. I mean, we all, and we did get to see the sample size a little bit last year. You would argue that those games, Jeff, with Mississippi State, even the second half of the UTEP or the UTSA game last year, were better than what we're seeing so far in 2024 or 2025.
Well, I'll add to that too. You had a really experienced offensive line last year.
Yep.
You had, Matthew Golden was a first round receiver. Isaiah Bond probably would have been a top 3 round receiver if he had he not gotten in his legal situation before the combine. Gunnar Helm was a high draft pick. You had better. You had, I don't want to say better. You had more experienced personnel around you last year. I don't like playing the all or nothing game. A couple things can be true. Can be disappointed with where Arch is right now and with where the offense is, and not just want to, start questioning, making wholesale judgments. It's not great right now, clearly. Like, the eye test is what it is, but I'm just not going to render any verdicts, through 2.5 games.
Yeah, CJ Vogel reporting that Baxter is out of the game. That's all we know as of right now. And we didn't think he would come back. There's no sense. And which was the chat before this, we had it's pretty nice. And we've always said this, to have these 3 games to work, let Arch work, let these running backs work, let the offensive line work and gel together. The defense is doing what we thought they would do. But that offense really needs these 3 games. I don't know. There shouldn't be much challenge in any of the 3 games, although it's 7-0 right now, midway through the second quarter.
Yeah,
because
this thing should be much wider. Yep, you're right, Coach. 2 for 5 on 4th down so far, and now they have the ball at 35. Quick pressure on Arch and delivers an errant throw down the middle. So that was quick pressure right there for UTEP in Arch's face, but this offense needs to get cranked up. Sure, there's a little rabble in the crowd there at DKR today. It's a hot day, no doubt about it. Temperatures in the middle 90s.
I didn't see. Did y'all happen to see where that protection broke down?
It was right up the middle. Stroh, maybe.
I was going to say, Coach, a little bit everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Oh, man.
Goodness.
Wow. 3rd and 10 now. That is another, I'll keep giving you the numbers. I think it's 20 attempts to Ryan Wingo now and only 6 completions on the year. And that's another one that was open and threw wide.
Arch now 4 of 11 for 58 yards. Good job of protection that time.
Real good and nice step up, but is it complete or incomplete? That was a weird.
Well, somebody kicked up the ball, but I guess it bounced.
2 receivers in the area, and so UTEP will get off the field here. That was a weird. I don't know what happened, why that ball wasn't completed. Arch put a rifle on it, but it's going to be incomplete, and the Longhorns are going to punt for the first time in this game. Discouraging, this offense in this game so far, without a doubt.
Because it's not just one thing. It's if the protection's there, the throw's not there. If the route is open, the protection breaks down. If protection there and the throw is good, the route wasn't run properly. So it's the whole thing is just off kilter right now.
No doubt, halfway through the second quarter, Longhorns still just up 7-0. They've had opportunities to really stretch this game out, but 3 failed 4th down attempts, some misses from Arch Manning on throws, and here we are in a 1-score game. UTEP has to be feeling good. The longer this game goes and they're in it, more confidence they will gain on their sidelines. I did see, Coach, where Scotty Walden, the young coach, showed his team highlights of the what was it, Northern Illinois Notre Dame game from a year ago. Like, anything can happen on any given Saturday. So they came in feeling why not us, and so we'll see if they can. They've dodged some early bullets that were with Texas mistakes that could have had this game separated. They're now right in the middle of it.
Scotty Walden's really a nice guy. He came when I was at Texas and helped coach in one of our camps when he was the head coach at Austin P. No, well, actually, before that, he was a coach at East Texas Baptist, and then went to Austin P. and then got the UTEP job. Just a great guy, as you've heard and you can see, full of energy, but just very, very classy guy in my opinion.
Yeah, he's got a rising star in coaching, no doubt. 2nd and 9 now with Malachi Nelson. Longhorns get immediate pressure. It's Ethan Burke flushing them out of the pocket. He'll complete it, but it'll be 3rd down.
Secondary really rallying to the ball well.
Yeah, defense is playing fine. They've only allowed 80 yards at this point, or 60 yards at this point. They deserve this game to be much wider at this point. They just gave you a turnover, and offense went 3 and out. So here we go. Little screen pass. Longhorns in position. Can they make the tackle? It's Anthony Hill. Yes, it's going to be short.
Don't slam him down. Don't slam him down. Oh, man. Lucky we didn't get a penalty on that one.
So Longhorns are going to get.
That's a coach coming out in me.
Yeah, don't do it. But you're already pulling him back because you want to prevent the 1st down. But yeah, do not do the excessive. But it's going to be 4th down, 4th and 1. I think they're going to go for it here.
No, I think they're punting.
Surely not.
Yeah, I'm okay. He's running off the field. I thought he was running onto the field. My bad. Bad camera angle that time for me. Yeah, Scotty Walden knows we're right in this game. Our defense is playing good. Arch is struggling. So, yes, punt the ball.
Flag coming in late there.
Yeah, that's odd.
Probably a block in the back or a hold, typically against the return team.
All right, guys, get in the mind of Coach Sark here. I mean, you can clearly see Arch is struggling. The run game has been okay, but what are you thinking as far as play calling here, Jeff, to try to build some confidence in your young quarterback and get this offense moving?
I mean, I've seen him try a couple of things. There's got to be throws in this offense with the personnel you've got available that Arch feels comfortable with, that are easy to execute, that can just get him into a rhythm. Like that's the word I'll come back to. Like this offense just there's no rhythm right now at all.
Clunky. It's clunky right now. And it's, as you said, Coach, it's throws that he should be making in a lot of cases that, that creates point opportunities and scoring opportunities. That there's one to Parker Livingstone. There's one to Ryan Wingo. These are just throws you got to be able to make. That's a throw you shouldn't throw, the interception. But Tech's going to be called for a legal block in the back. That's 2 of those. So they're going to back up even more, 10 more yards now for the Texas 1st down, or here with Texas on 1st down. So, this feels like an important final 6 minutes here of this half to build some confidence, go into the locker room with some good mojo, because right now there's not a lot of it. Arch has only completed 4 passes. He's missed and misfired on as many as he's completed so far. Maybe more.
The disappointing ones though were the rub with the wheel to Wingo, because that was a touchdown. That was a walk-in touchdown. And the more I see it, I'm kind of with Coach on the Livingston one. I mean, I didn't like that call, but the execution was good. Just the throw was off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had gotten behind his man. It was going for a pop on a 4th and short, and the protection was good. Just got to put some air on it and let him run under it. But 1st down run for Jared Gibson that time, and he's starting to get things cranked up a little bit.
Nice.
Jared Gibson is your leading rusher on 43 yards on 13 carries. What's that? Sorry, Coach.
I think that was Jeff.
I just like Gibson. That's good vision right there to stick a foot in the ground, getting vertical when he did.
Looks like Sark's kind of letting Arch try to settle in a little bit, but now we're looking at a 3rd and 8.
Yep. The first couple runs were good. Now it's 3rd and more than you'd want here. And we'll see if Arch Manning can deliver a throw. He's been misfiring here on his last several.
It's another 3 and out.
I don't know that Arch needed to scramble that time.
Yeah, that seemed to roll left for what? So now 4 for 12 for Arch Manning on the day with an interception. That one was a sidearm throw that there was an open receiver, just overthrew it again. Amari Winston that time.
Yeah, it's a low percentage play. So for the Texas offense today, if you're looking at the drive chart, 6 plays turnover on downs, 9 plays touchdowns, 8 plays turnover on downs, 6 plays turnover on downs, 3 and out punt, 4 plays at a punt.
Good punt that time by Bomeister. Ball backs it up back and flips the field back to the 20-yard line. Georgia and Tennessee will go to half at 21-17. Tennessee defense stiffened at the goal line and forced a field goal there at the end of the half.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you ever had a spark plug wire go bad on you and you're not hitting on all cylinders. That's exactly what our offense looks like right now. Feels like right now.
Yeah, you're right. Just sputtery and they lack confidence. Rhythm is something Jeff said I agree with, but the passing game just not there right now. Remember last week they scored 4 touchdowns on, in 5 minutes of football. And other than that, the offense was kind of that way too. So we'll see. But, again, under 4 minutes to go in this quarter, brought to you by Callahan's General Store. The UTEP Miners are feeling great about where they sit right now. They do get the ball coming out of half too, by the way. Remember that. Now they're going to break a chunk run that's going to go across midfield here. And the UTEP sidelines is totally into this ball game. Texas needs to get it going. The defense has been saving grace here in this first half, but that one got loose on the outside. Good blocking by UTEP. Now another completion inside the 30. Two big plays by UTEP, and their momentum's clearly on their sideline.
I thought that could have been a strip sack there for a second.
All right, Longhorns get a sack. They needed that. Umeozulu with the play. Another one of those. You got Brad Spence and and Zena in there coming off the edges.
Big 3rd and 15 now for the Miners. A little over 2 minutes to go. They have one more play before the 2-minute warning.
Again, this game's right where they want it. They can get a field goal before the half, ball coming out. They'll go into the locker room with a lot of confidence. Longhorns are going to the locker room with not much confidence outside. Their defense for sure, but the offense is really in a bad place. We'll see if they run it. Yeah, they will run a play before the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 15 now. If you're Scotty Walden, you're probably just trying to get something positive to give yourself a shorter field goal, not turn the football over or take a sack. And they'll get just that with a nice throw for about 12 yards, and now they'll likely kick a field goal here.
Yeah, but Texas will have time maybe to mount a drive.
Yeah, they will.
Texas is 0 for 7 on 3rd down today.
Yeah. And remember the stat you guys were given all week, the UTEP Miners led the nation in third down conversion defense, and that has stood up. The Longhorns are 0 for 7 and 2 for 6 on fourth down. So, you can do the math there, 2 for 13 on third and fourth down. There you go. There's Dante with a strong opinion. Thank you for the super chat. Done being optimistic about Arch. I don't think Texas fans expecting this year to be a developmental year for Arch. The NIL era is now. We pay to win. Play KJ Lacey. We'll see. Too early for that, but he is struggling. There's no question about that.
I'm not done being optimistic about Arch. I am beyond concerned with this offense getting it figured out. I just don't. I mean, it's worse than it was last week.
Yes, and the week before.
That has to be serious concern for Arch, though, because he's the one running the offense. He's the one missing the throws, and they're not impossible throws. They're very makeable throws, catchable, or should have been if they were thrown semi-accurately.
Here, other teams lose O-line, don't look like this. This first half for me, guys, has been about missed throws. Very similar to the Ohio State game.
Yeah,
they've run the ball for a good enough number, but again, if Sark takes a field goal early and Arch hits a couple of open receivers, it's 24-0, and we're not having this conversation right now. But he missed the open receivers, and they're 2 for 6 on fourth down. And so they have 7 points. That mostly is on missed throws and poor quarterback play in my mind.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, this is rough.
All right, second quarter, 2-minute warning. Callahan's General Store, get on over there. They've been there since 1978. So many Austin establishments and Central Texas establishments have gone by the wayside. Not Callahan, still family owned and operated. Talk about my go there for my yard work, but man, if you've got animals and pets and furry friends, they've got everything you need. They got the drive-in and the shade where you're picking up your feed and your essentials for your yard, gardens, and animals. They've got it all there, and live animals there at Callahan's General Store. So for the ranch, for your house, whatever you need, they've got everything, and they have since 1978. Check them out online at callahansgeneralstore.com. Always a good day to make it a Callahan's Day. Open 6 days a week. They'll be closed tomorrow, but every other day from 8 to 6. All right, they're going to go for it on fourth down here, guys. Not kick the field goal. That is a gutsy move by their young coach. Probably just going to try to draw Texas off sides coming out of the 2-minute warning. I'll be surprised if they snap this, but we'll see.
No, he is going to call timeout.
Yeah, get free 5 yards, run out the clock here. He'll be happy with a 3-point attempt.
Yeah, so Amars, thanks for the super chat. What are the factors, or at what point does Sark pull Arch? My personal opinion is he doesn't pull Arch.
I would agree with that.
You talking about having a crack in your foundation, and we may already have one. I don't know, but I think Arch is going to get every opportunity to grow into this offense and become the guy that apparently they've been seeing in offense and practice. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm with you on that, Coach. I don't think, there'd be a massive story. And same time, I think you have to let your quarterback play through it because, Matthew Caldwell is your backup quarterback. He came from Troy. KJ Lacey's a true freshman. Trey Owens has slid down the depth chart. I just don't think you have that option. I think you have to ride it out at this point. And especially to your point, Coach, if you're seeing it in practice, you're seeing what this offense can be, and it's just not firing in the games. I think, Jeff, you just got to stick with it until you start to see it go from the practice field to the field.
Well, the disappointing thing, and I think you hit on this earlier, Coach, you mentioned it too. Last week you could look at it, it was kind of a lack of sense of urgency. They had that 28-point run and they kind of took their foot off the gas. This is just guys just need to go make plays. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's like I said, when the play call is right, the execution is not there. There's some times where the the play caller could do more to help out his personnel. Then, route is opened up, but the protection breaks down. The protection breaks down. The protection's there, but the throw is off. So I guess what I'm saying is it would be one thing if we could easily identify the problem and say, okay, this needs to get fixed. This is the problem. When you're this bad, though, everybody's got a hand in it, and there's multiple things that are going wrong with it.
Yep. Yeah, and it can do the ongoing. Why can't he connect with Ryan Wingo conversation continues, because that is massive. They just are not connecting for whatever the reason is. Even Parker Livingstone again today is the guy with the one catch for 22 yards. Christian Clark with a couple of swing routes for 30 yards. But other than that, the passing game has been non-existent. Good return by Ryan Niblett out across the 20-yard line. Took a couple hard hits, and now the Longhorns have all 3 timeouts and 1:47 to go. Maybe this is a good way to go, guys. Get Arch into a 2-minute drill, spread it out, and see if he can just, build some confidence here.
Well, and the bonus would be your 2-minute offense hadn't been good through the first 2 games. So that would be a plus.
I don't know, babe. I'm thinking about not being heartbroken on this drive. I just a little bit gun shy.
Yeah, I got you. You got UTEP feeling like upset as possible right now. You can't give them one. I agree with you 100%, but I think they're going to try to get some confidence in their offense. And
it's not off to a great start.
No, incomplete to Christian Clark. Looks like he lost his footing.
Like he might be rushing his throws a little bit. He just seems to – his mechanics just seem to – it's like he's trying to throw a fastball after, to win a no-hitter or something.
Yeah, that was just a basic turnaround and catch the ball, and it was incomplete again. They're going to give you that, and the Longhorns couldn't complete it. So Christian Clark's going to get 4 or 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down. UTEP
4 for 13. I don't need to analyze that. 4 for 13 is what it is.
All right, 3rd and 5 here. Longhorns aren't doing the basics right now in the passing game. This is familiar to the Ohio State game, where the other phase of the game are doing fine. It's really a incomplete passes, 4 for 13, and it's been a minute since he's seen one, like a shooter keep shooting. He wants to see one get caught. Oh, wow. That was almost what you were fearful of, Coach. That was tipped up in the air. Attempt from Ryan Niblett. Tipped, and fortunately not interception, and the Longhorns will kick again, 3 and out, with 1:33 to go. Tipped by the defensive lineman, and Ryan Niblett was coming open, but at the same time, ball was tipped. And Longhorns will punt. Arch Manning 4 for 14 in the first half. And let's not forget, guys, 2 of those completions are swing routes to the running back. So essentially extended run plays is what those were.
It just ain't happening today, Coach. It just ain't.
Yeah.
It just ain't working.
Start happening.
Now the defense needs to, because again, we've said UTEP gets the ball coming out of half. Texas did receive to start the game. So if they could 2 for 1 this, they've already got one field goal, score right here late in the half, right late in the second quarter. They got to be feeling pretty confident. Longhorn defense needs to not allow them to go get points here.
With no timeouts, I may just, I don't know.
If you're Scotty Walden, you're in a spot, you'd like to make Texas at least use their timeouts here, because will Sark use them to try to get the ball back to this offense right now? I don't know. I think he probably would if he gets a chance to get a stop here.
I start with something safe here just to see, how it goes, and then play it from there.
Yeah, you're going to be safe. Malachi Niceland's already thrown one that he wishes he had back, and that one wasn't. Jelani McDonald was coming for his second interception. So now the Longhorns with 3 timeouts in a minute. This is a big third down. They can get their offense back on the field here with plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to stop the clock. If you're the Longhorns, you'd love to get another score here, but we'll see. Can they get off the field?
I don't feel confident in that mattering at this point, but
Yeah, it kind of feels like we're about ready to come out of a pit stop and we still have a flat tire. We don't think it's going to do a whole lot of good.
Yeah. Couple flat tires. Yeah, they're going to run the ball. Longhorns. I'm assuming Sark will take one of those 3 timeouts, and
yes, he did.
Okay, yeah. All right. So a minute to go. You kind of have to. And then this might be one where they try to block a punt, guys, and come after it. Yeah, you kind of could sense this coming when the Longhorns, could not punch it in with field position like they had in that whole first quarter. 30-yard drives is all they needed, short fields after Ryan Niblett punt returns. And now they're having to go length of the field, and they can't even get a first down. Most of this second quarter brought to you by Callahan's General Store and Ally Medical, medical ERs with 7 great locations. Frustrating, wonky, disjointed is the words of the day for the offense. Only 7 points, obviously. Only 4 completions for Arch Manning. And Longhorns with 147 total yards. C.J. Baxter, we also have to add that to the disappointing pile. He goes out on the first play from scrimmage and has not returned. And according to C.J. Vogel, won't return with an undisclosed injury. Hopefully we'll get an update on that at the half. Oh, wow. Longhorns have already had 2 penalties on kick coverage. And that one, yep, now there's another flag.
is this going to be during the play or after the play? Because it looked like there's some kind of scrum over there by the UTEP bench.
Yeah, there was a wrestling match after, we'll see.
That punt went out of bounds fairly short.
All right, that's going to go to the Longhorns' advantage now. Longhorns will have the ball up near midfield, I think, at this point, or maybe across it, based on where they down and spot the ball on the punt, which did go out of bounds, and then 15 yards on a post-play penalty on number 14. Yeah, he just threw somebody to the ground. Who was that?
I didn't see who it was.
Number 11 for Texas got thrown to the ground. So that's 15 yards.
Cade Phillips.
Longhorns. Yeah. Cade Phillips, freshman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so the Longhorns are going to start with at the UTEP 40. There's an opportunity, another field position. I mean, with 2 timeouts, if you had any level of confidence in your offense, you could be thinking touchdown right now. Makeable field goal distance is only 8, 9, 10 yards away.
I'm just thinking,
with his legs.
Just don't turn it over. That's
all right. Good. They do a quarterback design run, counter back to the right side, and Arch picks up 11 yards and gets out of bounds. So, good drive starter.
That's an amazing stat there. Since going 4 for 5, Arch is 0 for 9 with 0 passing yards and 1 interception on the last 9 games.
Yeah, the offense was in decent rhythm early with those swing routes and getting some confidence, and it's just ground to a halt. And there's Jarrett Gibson on the ground for 9. Hurry up offense with 2 timeouts. Plenty of time here. Longhorns with 20 yards on 2 plays, plus that 15-yard penalty, and they're just outside the 20-yard line right now with 30 seconds to go. Arch again will keep it and not get it.
Timeout.
Yeah, good tackle on the perimeter by the corner or safety. Longhorns is just he and Arch out there.
Yeah, receiver missed his block out there.
All right, so now it's going to be 3rd down. To your point, Jeff, just don't turn it over, and you feel like you get a field goal out of this and get Mason Shipley some work. But work in progress is not strong enough for this Texas offense at 4 for 14. I mean, if Arch is 0 for his last 9, which he is, you you just want to get him and get a completion before he goes to the half.
Well, and I was looking at his passing chart today. He had the one that he snapped off to injuries for a 4-yard gain. That rub with the Wingo run, the wheel going behind it that he missed on 3rd and 2. That started this run of incompletions. Then he had the interception. I don't know if that just killed his confidence, if he's just second guessing everything now, whatever. But it's like that missed touchdown to Wingo. It has been downhill fast ever since then.
Yeah, and some really bad throws. That was a missed throw, but the other ones, he just has been way off target. Yeah, and they're just going to run it. All right, so this will stop the clock inside 2 minutes. So Longhorns can take a couple shots at the end zone if they've got it here. They're at the 15.
Yeah, there's no sense to hurry unless you're just trying to not let UTEP sub.
Oh, 10 in a row. That one was behind his tight end that time. It was open, but threw it behind him. And I'm with you, Coach. He's rushing. It's almost like he's in such a hurry to throw the football. He's that play he had more time. And Jack, his tight end could have caught with a good throw, catch it and get out of bounds right there, and it was on his inside left hip. Hey, there's the completion breaker, and that's going to get a first down too. That will stop the clock inside 6 seconds. So the Longhorns they have a timeout as well.
Went ahead and called a timeout. Looks like,
Yeah, I think that's good. Anything you're going to throw now from here is going to be into the end zone, you would guess.
Yeah.
Looked like Arch was setting up to do a spike, but instead they're going to call that timeout right there. Touchdown here, guys, would be huge, as ugly as it's all been, and we've all seen it in this first half. Brought to you by Ally Medical ER, Callahan's General Store, and Driven Automotive, or drivenautosales.net. 14-3 would look a lot better than 7-3 going to the half. I'll tell you that.
I may just take the points. I'm just being honest. Like I don't want to risk turning the ball over here.
I'm with you.
Well, and how much more air can you let out of your sails?
Yeah.
I would take one. I'm with you. You got to throw a cautious play here. Sark's got to dial something up that's an easy throw for his quarterback, potentially, maybe something on the flat to where the running back can get out of bounds, or potentially if he's not going to reach the first down or the touchdown. But yes, you got 6 seconds, so something's got to be to the end zone, and then you still have time to kick a field goal, even if it's incomplete. But yes, Arch right here cannot take a sack and cannot turn the football over.
Just do not turn it over. That's
I predict a touchdown here.
Huh. I think I heard somebody screaming.
That's my wife. My wife.
There you go. There you go.
He's a little ahead of us.
Arch Manning, 6-yard touchdown run, so he doesn't have to throw it. He ran it. That's 2 rushing touchdowns for Arch. It's 14-3 Texas, or 13 pending the extra point. And at least the Longhorns will enter the locker room with some bit of confidence. Not in the forward passing game, but Arch Manning with 2 rushing touchdowns and 23 yards rushing on the game.
Coach, I know Sark has said many times that he doesn't major in the quarterback run game. He may want to take a crash course in it, because I know that was a scramble, but that may be the best way to get whatever this funk Arch is in. That may be the best way to get him out of it. Yeah. Just get him confident. Just have something positive going for him.
Yeah, Bean, thanks for the super chat.
I wouldn't disagree. We'll see A&M tonight, but OU looked great today. OU's ahead of Texas right now with a quarterback play, no doubt.
Yeah, Arch is not playing the level that their quarterbacks are playing, or at least certainly the OU quarterback. But it's just too early in the season to give up on him. Too early in his career to give up on him.
Yeah, so the people talk about
he has to have showed it in practice what he can do. And
again, I go back to last year. He showed a lot of confidence, a lot of great throws last year, and against teams that are not too dissimilar to what we're seeing right here with UTEP. But at the same time, he did look more confident last year, more accurate with his throws, and we just have not seen that. And as you say, Jeff, a funk, and maybe it's the Ryan Wingo throw, because the offense was in pretty good rhythm. until that pass fell incomplete, and it's almost like the air has come out of the passing offense, and now he's not. He's got a little bit of the the golfer yips at some level, that even the easy throws he's rushing and not completing like he should.
Jeff, you remember the old movie Space Jam?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they were all in the funk and they couldn't make it back? That's kind of what this feels like.
Oh,
all right. So we go to there.
I'm all for anything that provides an explanation at this point, Coach.
There is none. Nobody can. I mean, all you can say is we've got to be better. We've got to do better. That's all you can say. Excited about the defense again.
Yeah, and I'll say this, Coach, to the people talk about bench and Arch. I mean, I the way he's playing right now, there's no scenario I see where that would happen this week or next week. But you start getting into the Florida game and the Oklahoma game, and this continues, you may have to consider it. But now, that's not something that's on your radar screen now, this week and next week, because you can win these games likely with even a struggling passing game. At the same time, you get into conference games, that becomes a real conversation in my mind if this continues.
Well, there were a lot of times last year people were wanting him to pull Ewers and put Arch there, and we've seen his mindset through that. He's going to stick with this guy.
Yeah.
But yes, at some point, if there is no improvement and there is no development, you've got to make a point. You got to make a change, if for no other reason than to let Arch kind of catch his breath and get off the hot seat for a little while, see if he can win it back.
All right, so Steve Sarkisian's comment, the quick one to the way to the locker room, we've got to get a little more rhythm at quarterback. And he said he told Arch before the season started, you're not a real quarterback until you get booed at home. And so he's now been booed at home in this first half. And Arch Manning was here in a little bit on a 5 for 16 first half, 69 yards, an interception, 2 rushing touchdowns, though. But they've got to go find – can you find rhythm in the locker room, Coach? Is there rhythm back there somewhere? Have you ever seen that rhythm?
No, it's, the mind is such a powerful thing.
Yes.
It's really, you feel it going downhill and you can't stop it, and it's really, I can't imagine the pressure he's already endured in his life up to this point, especially over the last, 6-8 months. And then, for him to start out the season the way that he started it out, it's I don't know. Something's got to happen to change your psyche, to change your thought process, get your confidence back, and just focus on your mechanics. Focus on one play at a time. That would be my advice. One play at a time. Good mechanics. Don't bail out of the pocket too soon. Step up in the pocket. Make the throw the way you've been doing it in practice for 2 months.
100% agree, and hope that that touchdown before the half can spark something, and they come out. Go back to some, scripted plays and see if we can get Arch back in rhythm. This Sark pass on at least 2 field goals would be 20-3. That's true too. I mean, you're 1 for 9 on third down. You're 2 for 6 on fourth down. So yes, those money downs, your offense has not executed, and that is true. And look, I mean, the score is 14-3. If you take a field goal in one of those spots and Arch completes a couple of routine passes, we're sitting here and having a whole different conversation. It's 30-something-3, but obviously he didn't complete those passes, and so Sark didn't take a field goal, and so it's a 11-point game right now. But the plays were there, and that's why you heard Sark. I mean, the Wingo play was there. The Parker Livingstone play was there. These things, we'll see if they can get better in the second half. But unfortunately, at 14-3, Jeff and Coach, I mean, you're not going to get deep into your depth chart like you maybe had hoped on a hot day. You are at running back, but you want to get some young receivers, maybe even your backup quarterback, some backup linemen. Right now, this is still a game that's in question with UTEP getting the ball coming out of halftime.
Well, Parker Livingstone, is he the only receiver that's made a catch today?
Yes. He's got 1 for 22 yards. Christian Clark has 2 out of the backfield. Jordan Washington, the tight end, has a catch, and Jack Endries has a catch. but the only receiver. Now, remember, DeAndre Moore, Emmett Mosley not playing in this game. Wingo is the only other, top of the chart receiver that's playing, and that's another situation where those two are just not connecting with one another.
The thing I keep going back, what I can't get out of my head is the turnover on fourth down. Like I agree, probably should have taken the points there, but we saw Arch make that same mistake last week against San Jose State. And my big thing is, hey, week to week, can you eliminate those mistakes? If you make them, you make them. That's what you're getting with an inexperienced quarterback. But can you fix it one week to the next? And Coach, I'll go back and look at both side by side. This one seemed even worse than the one last week because the Cardinals sin for all quarterbacks, you never throw back across your body, especially in the red area. That's the kind of stuff that I'm really having a hard time getting past right now.
Ryan, thanks for the super chat. Yours Arch issue is very familiar. This is a Sark issue. You might be right, but I'm just going to tell you, to play quarterback at this level, you've got to be incredibly strong mentally, and you've got to work through it. And I don't know, as a coach, that's part of your job, is to be a motivator, but also to be a counselor, to help these guys get their mind back where they can be as good as their DNA potential will allow them to be. And I don't know. I have no idea. None of us know how Sark deals with these guys and the relationship that they have. But it's definitely a glaring problem at this point.
No question. Well, Coach, enjoy the second half, and thanks for wearing your lucky shirt. We'll see if that brings some luck in the second half. Longhorns up 11. It's good to see you, and hook 'em.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See ya. Hook 'em.
Hey, Coach.
All right, Rod Babers will join us coming up. Our halftime brought to you by Ally Medical ERs with 7 great locations in Central Texas, 2 in Houston. As I've said many times, when you go to Ally for anything, minor issue, guys, you need a school note for your kid because he's been home for a couple days. You want to go to your primary, go to Ally. They'll get you taken care of. And obviously you have a critical issue, something that's an emergency, get on in there. What you won't ever find at Ally, I promise you, go to their 7 locations, you won't find people in the waiting room. They get you in. A lot of hospital-based ERs, you'll see the whole waiting room is packed and people are waiting hours at a time. Not at Ally. They get you in, get you back, get you taken care of. And they're also going to help you out with the payments. They do an unbelievable job of helping people afford emergency situations at Ally. Talk to them. They're great. Can't tell you enough how great these people are. Ally Medical, they've got a place in Buda, got a new one down by Jeff's house in San Marcos. That's their newest location. They're down on campus. 7 locations of Ally Medical ER. Also want to tell you about Encapsulate. See it right here, my little bottle. I take it every morning. 2 of those bad boys, and it's that mushroom-based. Now, this is not the psychedelic mushrooms. Let me make sure you guys know that. We're not dealing with the psychedelics. But with Encapsulate, it is a 6-mushroom blend made 100% from the fruiting body extracts of the mushrooms, dual extracted to get those most vital nutrients. Benefits include that I get every morning. I take them on an empty stomach and reduces inflammation, increase my energy level and mental focus, eliminating my need for the morning coffee like usual. I used to, not anymore, nor caffeine. Encapsulate, third-party tested, safe to consume daily, available on Amazon and at their website, encapsulateusa.com. That's encapsulateusa.com. Enter the promo code EHOGAN. They're going to get you 10% off your first order. Check it out. Here's my little bottle right here. I take it every single morning as I'm coming into work and getting ready, and empty stomach, and absolutely love it. Mental focus, energy with encapsulateusa.com. Bringing you the halftime, Ally Medical as well. All right, Jeff, thoughts? I mean, what can you say that we haven't said about the first half? 187 total yards, 118 rushing. And I'll give Sark credit in that drive to get a touchdown before the half. They kept it on the ground. Even when Arch tried to throw it into a basic pass, it wasn't completed. But the run yards were there using Arch's legs in that spot, and they got themselves into the end zone, which makes it a little easier to get to the half and feel good about what's coming in the second half.
Again, multifactorial issue. As far as Sark goes, I think Sark's deal right now is probably just on the fly. You're going to have to re-envision what this offense can be, because right now it's not what you thought it would be. And I can't believe I can't put too much stock into like DeAndre Moore coming back and CJ Baxter coming back will just help this offense suddenly take off. Like it's it's beyond just a couple of personnel pieces at this point. So I think for Sark, he's kind of got to recalibrate some things on the fly and put it together, do the best you can. And, we talk about finding an identity. I still don't know what the identity of this offense is. It's hard to, we talked about EU, myself and coach. I mean, there were times where the right play call was dialed up, protection was good. Arch just missed some throws. I will say this, as far as like the benching him thing and letting him sit down, I don't, if I'm Sark, I don't want to risk destroying what little confidence he may have left. In other words, Sark can get a gauge on Arch's confidence. Obviously, I don't know that sitting here, but I've got to. If I'm Sark, I got to try everything in my power to help my quarterback out. But at the same time, your quarterback's got to go out and make some throws. It's just
I mean, that's what I keep going. It reminds me of the Ohio State game, just with different talent level. I mean, there's throws there to be made. If you make them, basic stuff, you're way wide. This game is wide. The score is where you thought it would be. He didn't make them, and that's why you're 2 for 5 on fourth down, and you're 1 for 9 on third downs. And that's where quarterbacks make their money. I mean, that's the money downs, right? Converting, keeping chains alive, and then putting the ball in the end zone. Longhorns were not there in that first half, and but again, as I said to Coach, if you're going to think about benching and bringing in Matthew Caldwell, you're not going to do it in this game or the next game. You might do it this game just because the score gets to where you can afford to do it. But you get into conference games, you get into the Cotton Bowl and the Red River game, and things start looking like this, like they did against Ohio State. You're almost doing a disservice to the rest of your team if you don't try somebody else who can make those throws that are there to be made and plays that are there to be made, Jeff.
Yeah, and that's basically what I'm saying is as far as the bench Arch talk, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm pretty far away from that at this point.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think Sark will be too, by the way. But same time, when you get into games that really matter, the SEC games, I mean, they all matter, but you're hurting your ball club if you're not giving them the best chance to win it. And if the quarterback can't make basic throws, he kind of can't be your quarterback. But there's a lot of time between now and those games. But we'll see what this second half looks like. One note, Georgia has come out taking the lead over Tennessee with a nice drive to start the second half. They're up 24-21. If you missed that, Tennessee built a 21-7 lead on Georgia. And Georgia has kind of slowed down the Tennessee offense, and they've gotten back to the lead. Kicked a field goal before the half to make it 21-17, and now come out with a touchdown to start the second half. 24-21 Georgia. Also tonight in SEC play, all eyes will be on Columbia, South Carolina and Vanderbilt, the matchup of really good quarterbacks, Lenora Sellers and Diego Pavia. Who you liking that game, Jeff?
I'll take South Carolina, but man, if you just want to watch this good fundamental football, Clark Lee and Vanderbilt, they play about as clean a brand of football as you'll find. They don't beat themselves.
I just think it's so interesting that here we are in week 3 or 4, if you take the 0 week, and these two have a common opponent. They both played Virginia Tech and both beat them. But I thought, Vanderbilt went into Blacksburg, not the neutral site like South Carolina had, and really out-physicaled Virginia Tech. They scored 44 points. They rushed for 260-some yards, and that's really impressive. They're hard to get off the field, so that'll be a fun game tonight. And then LSU, Florida, was at the rope-a-dope for Billy Napier, Jeff, to lose to South Florida, and then we'll see if they can go into LSU. Remember last year in the Swamp, Florida beat LSU and kind of derailed any hope they had to get to the college football playoff. So there's revenge in Baton Rouge tonight. Any thoughts on that ballgame?
No, but I'll say this. I was just watching the OU Temple highlights, and kind of it circles back. And I'm not talking about the head-to-head comparison, like what that game would look like. But, Oklahoma beats Temple 42-3. And, most of the country will just, not pay attention to that. But for Oklahoma, that's a step in the right direction because offensively, you look at the mistakes you made against Michigan. Do you get them corrected? And you become a better football team. You gain some confidence. This Texas offense I don't know how they can have confidence at this point. And again, I understand that they went for it. I keep going back to the interception. I understand it was 4th down. You're turning the ball over anyway, but I've got to trust that my quarterback in that situation won't make that mistake. And you can't do that. 1 week after you had the same kind of egregious turnover in the red area, You can't come back the second week and do it again. That's not how you build confidence. It's all over the place right now. I'm not ready to give up on Arch, but that was about as deflating of a half of football offensively as I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Oh, Rod, I didn't even know you were here. My bad.
Yeah, man, just got here. I was listening to you. It's great job. I would just say if they didn't have so much talent, since we follow the team so much and we know the collection of talent they have, we would just say they're not very good.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Sark and his offensive acumen, if it wasn't for Arch and all the hype, and if it wasn't for all the recruiting rankings and everything, offensively, we look at the sample size and go, yeah, they're just not very good offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I mean, they've converted 2 third downs so far this season of 4 yards or longer. 2. And Sark is operating as if, well, I can still work on things. That's how he's operating. Like, I'm working on this and work on that.
I get that vibe, yeah.
Yeah, instead of just like, I need to, whatever works, that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep pounding what works in this game to win it. And I get it, because these are the games for that. These are the games for that. What's up, y'all? These are the games for that. But honestly, the offense right now, because it has no identity, meaning, in my opinion, it doesn't have anything that it does really well consistently. They can always go back to that well to get themselves back on track. We know what we can do really well. And they haven't really figured that out. So Sark is still tinkering and experimenting. And that's why the offense looks so just chaotic and looks like it has no rhythm and looks like it has no identity. And it looks like we don't even know what they're trying to achieve from down to down. Right? Usually they're trying to exploit something specifically, or they have a weakness. The game plan is meant to do this, but Sark is still experimenting because he's still trying to figure out what the identity of the offense is. But they don't have one right now. There's no question, because Arch there's regression. We all thought, okay, it's fine if you have the Ohio State game and then you get better week to week. It's okay. It's okay if that's your starting point. Okay, the fourth quarter was great. Everybody likes the way he looked versus San Jose State. Still some things to work on, but if that's a starting point, it's fine. But Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj, Serena size, Cardi B size, Megan Thee Stallion size. But if it ain't a starting point, and you're just gonna see this continuously all season long,
yeah.
Well, in that case, anything could happen, guys. The predictions that anybody had about this team and where they could go, all that's out the window. If we don't know what we're going to get on a week-to-week basis from Arch. Could get fourth quarter Ohio State Arch, San Jose State Arch, could get this Arch. If that's the case, all bets are off. You have no idea what you're going to get from week to week. And you could, in the SEC, had a 6-7 opponents you probably could end up losing to if you don't know what Arch you're going to get. You know what defense you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know what Arch you're going to get, that means you don't know what offense you're going to get. And yes, you can say you can rely on the running game, but is your offensive line that good? Nope, it ain't.
No.
I'm telling you, that was a rhetorical question. It ain't. Yeah. Your offensive line ain't that good. Well, you can go, let's just go in there and just play bully ball and go push people around. It ain't that good. All right. So that's the scary part. If we got roll of the dice on Arch every week and we don't know what we're going to get, then yeah, that's a scary proposition for this Texas team. If he's not getting better week to week.
Yeah, it's
let's also add we don't know what CJ Baxter's situation is too now. That was kind of scary to see him walk off the field limpy and really a non-contact. He got tackled, but it wasn't anything violent. That scares me because that's your big back could be out for a little bit. We'll see. We'll get an update. He's not going to return in this game, but you're right, Rod. I mean, you can't have and that's for any team at any level. You can't have a quarterback who's this erratic with the forward passing game.
Yeah, and I think Sark can do things to help him, but I think he's also still tinkering offensively. Yeah. Like we haven't seen many targets to bunch. That's been go look at my Twitter. All right, it's been easily your most successful passing concept. You got 2 targets to motion. One was to Jordan Washington late pass that was 11 yards, and that 22-yarder to Parker Livingstone. I believe that's only been 2 that I've been able to track, but then maybe that could have been more. But only 2 of those. But hell, you've been money on those, right? So why not more targets to motion? I love the straight drop back game. I've talked about that. I haven't really tracked exactly how much straight drop back they've done. Straight drop back quick game. But the truth is, none of that works if Arch is off. Don't matter what the hell Sark is doing conceptually, schematically. If Arch can't make the throws, which there are some throws that he just hasn't made, period, that I don't know if it matters if what we're talking about in terms of getting him comfortable. So, like I said, that's right now the scariest thing for me is that I assumed that Arch was going to be getting better week to week, and that Sark would learn to adjust his scheme to what Arch is doing. But right now, that is not happening. Like, it's obvious. Like, Sark doesn't know Arch, and Arch isn't comfortable right now in the passing game. Like, period. He's just not comfortable.
Yeah, even after, and Jeff and I talked with Coach Shipley, it really started after that Ryan Wingo miss on the wheel route that was open, because he had been 4 for 5 or so until that throw, and then it just seemed to all fall apart. And even like basic, easy out route throws that he was trying to make to Christian Clark and to Spencer Shannon were just missed. I mean, they were not where they needed to be. And Coach Shipley had the comment that maybe he's rushing it a little bit. It just, you can see him maybe with that throw and then the Parker Livingston throw that were there that he didn't make, that it just, he's like a golfer that loses their swing in the middle of the round. I mean, it happens where you just can't, you don't know where the ball is going. Kind of feels like that with Arch right now.
Rod, you said it though, because I was kind of sensing that, it almost feels like Sark is just grab bagging at this point.
Yep.
But it's almost like there's no concern about losing the game, and almost they don't care cosmetically what it looks like. Let's just try to figure some stuff out on offense. But man, at some point, you got to figure out, like you said, what are those staple things that we can hang our hat on, and let's try to go get better at that. Instead of, let's just keep trying to have variety. Like, no, I think the focus needs to narrow. And look, at this point, your defense is good enough to where you can win games. You can win SEC games, being a team that just relies on playing good defense, winning field position, taking the points when you get in field goal range, and with that, it may not be sexy, but I've seen a lot of football coaches win a lot of games going that route.
Yeah. Well, and to your point about the formations, we talked about it a lot this week, but Sark said specifically on Monday that, we know as coaches on both sides, well, we can scheme plays, we can scheme things open, we can scheme easy looks, but we want to go out and just win some one-on-one battles. We want to, not have to do that. We're playing UTEP. They didn't say UTEP, but can we just go out there and whip somebody, win one-on-one? I think you guys have both said it. They probably might need to go back to scheming some things open here. But problem for that, Jerry Hamilton, is when they've schemed it and it's been there, the quarterback has missed it, and that's very discouraging.
I think this was Rod. I don't know. This is the worst half of Texas football I've seen, and I'm trying to think of the year. Jeff, you got anything? Are we talking like
considering the talent? Talent.
Yes.
It is. Yes. Considering the talent and the opponent. Yes. No doubt about it.
We're way past the decade.
I can never put any, I would not disrespect Sark and put this offense in a category with a Sean Watson offense. I just won't do that. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't have some 2010 vibes watching that first half.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's Garrett Gilbert. We did have some people talking about Garrett Gilbert during the Ohio State game. On Texas Watch Along in the chat, so we'll see.
Yeah, this is just as bad. This was as bad a half offensively.
Yes,
offensively. I don't want to say bad a half as a team. That's not fair. Offensively, it's the worst I've seen in a long time. Well, over a decade. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
This is
Yeah, complimentary football, right? Sark always talks about complimentary football.
Rod, 1-9 on third.
It's his side of the ball that's not doing their part in the complimentary football.
1-9 on third downs against UTEP, maybe the worst stat I've seen in 20 years of Texas football.
I told you guys going in, though, that this is a top 10 third down defense, and Texas is horrible. Texas actually right now probably is bottom 10 third down offense in the country. They're real because critical downs and critical moments in football, like red zone, third down, even short yardage, goal line, those are all about identity. What are you? That's what you go to in those key moments. Texas has no identity right now offensively. They have no idea who they are in the red zone, no idea who they are on third down. And it comes back to haunt them, I think, in those critical moments. There's no question about it.
Yeah. Yeah, even last year, Rod, we saw it develop with when they needed a big play. It was Quinn even narrowed it down to kind of Gunnar Helm and Matthew Golden when it got really vital, and we just haven't seen that yet. Miner's going to pick up a first down here on the third to start the third quarter, but the receiver got crumpled on top of by.
It's a price to pay for getting the first down against Texas defense. That's what Josh trying to say.
And that's their guy. That's their guy. Right shoulder collarbone. That was Odom.
Ooh. That was Odom? Yeah, that's big. He's their best offensive weapon.
Yeah, now the next receiver just dropped what would have been close to a first down on the next play. Got the look-sees downfield, and Longhorns have a 3rd and 9 here trying to get off the field. They were good in this regard in the first half for sure. They held UTEP to 2 of 8 on third downs, or 1 of 7. The first one they converted here in the third quarter. And they won't get this one. They're going to punt the football. Longhorns defense doing its job, and see what the offense can do here. Driven Auto Sales bringing you our third quarter, just like they did our first. It's drivenoutosales.net. Longhorns would like to put a drive together, Driven Auto, and move the ball down the field here. We'll see what Texas comes up with on this 3rd and 9 play. My bad.
Hey, Rod, in the first half, did you see any of Lance Jackson, any of the freshman D linemen out there? I did not.
I saw Lance Jackson out there.
Lance was a couple of plays then, right?
I thought Lance, and I believe it was maybe it's a NASCAR package. I saw him out there, but I saw Lance Jackson out there. I remember that for sure.
Yeah, we saw Zena get a sack. So
Zena's playing woman. We said that last week. They like Zena, and they should. He's a natural pass rusher, long too.
And they've got they go 4 deep with that, man. They don't lose anything when they go from Colin Simmons and Ethan Burke to the next guys.
Yeah. Come on. No flag, right? No flag? No flag. No flag. See, complimentary football. So every other phase is doing their part.
Yeah, this was what Coach Shipley was talking about. That looks like they found a punt returner. Ryan Niblett is finding his confidence in the punt return game. That's been good today, really good today. I've had a couple of penalties on kick return, but Ryan Niblett has really looked confident returning the ball.
He looks like we're going to get our first James Simon action at running back. Somebody in the stands texted me, said Simon's coming in.
So I better do something.
Tell us about him, Jerry, from the recruitment side.
Yeah, so really talented, I think, just running back instinctively. Father was a longtime college football coach, was a really good hybrid running back slot receiver at La Tech, played professionally. He's a guy that picked Texas over Notre Dame. What do they know about running backs? A lot, I think, under Marcus Freeman. But I just think he's a really instinctive guy. I think he's a quicker, faster guy with ball in hand than probably he tests. But we're about to find out, and that's about to be put to the test.
Rod, your TV feed's ahead of me. I didn't know you were celebrating the punt return. I was like, man, Rod's really excited for a contested, a drop pass over there on third.
So, I thought I was a little behind, but yeah.
I'm a little bit behind you too, Rod. So
can I just say this though? The numbers we had for Arch, the run game numbers, if the offense continues to look like this, I think we all may have underestimated the run game numbers for Arch in terms of his scrambles and how much the offense is going to need him to be effective.
Well, that's kind of my thought. Until he finds some confidence in his throwing, he almost have to go like early Vince Young days where it's the all zone read. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I agree 100%.
And a penalty, of course, a false start, so it bumps you back.
Yeah. See, where are they in the penalties right now?
Not bad. They had one that was not accepted on a illegal man downfield on the Arch interception. But They've also had a couple on special teams, blocks in the back. But other than that, they've been pretty clean until that one.
3 for
Here's
20.
James Simon, first carry. Oh, boy. All right, it's going to be third down now, 3rd and 8. Longhorns were horrible on third down in the first half of this game.
I actually like the leg drive there. Just get them a little space.
Oh, man. Come on.
Oh, man. Hit in the face and did complete the pass, but the Longhorns are going to be short of the first down.
It's a flag on the play, and UTEP players down.
1 for 10 on third down, fellas.
Only one way to go, maybe.
What's the flag going to be? This is on Sark. Arch should be simply manage the offense, not the spark plug. Offensive roster construction. Let's remember the top 2 running backs are not in this game. The 2 of the top receivers are not playing for Texas.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse. It just is right now. But yeah, the offense has been awful today. But the roster as it was supposed to be constructed is not complete. The leading rusher and the second leading rusher and Emmett Mosley and DeAndre Moore are not playing in this game. But either way.
But what's unsettling, the unsettling thing, and I kind of feel what Joshy feels and a lot of folks in the chat, is that it's unsettling that Sark does not know how to get Arch in a rhythm.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Like we knew it was actually it was pretty obvious when Sark was like, all right, I'm gonna get Quinn into a rhythm, or I'm just gonna abandon the passing game altogether, and we're gonna run the damn ball. Remember, he do that a few times. It's like, Quinn, I don't trust you. To hell with you. We're gonna run the ball. Like there were literally some games where he just did that. And there were some games where he knew how to get Quinn into a rhythm with the short, quick passing game and the RPO game. He doesn't know how to get Arch settled down into a rhythm. He really doesn't. It's clear, because if he did, we'd see it. And that's troubling too. He hadn't figured that out.
All right, offsetting penalties here: legal block in the back and UTEP targeting on the quarterback. So you're looking at replay of the third down. So Longhorns have a chance to get the third down. And again, this is probably 2-down territory. I know Longhorn fans don't want to think about 4th downs, but after the long punt return, you got to take advantage of this field position. This says, guys, should we not expect better fundamentals from Arch at this point? Is Sark not the quarterback whisperer we were told? Well, it's fair question at this point, because the accuracy is not close to where it needs to be, and the fundamentals have been off. Hey, let me tell you about Driven Auto Sales real quick here in our third quarter. A great partner of ours, my buddy Jeremy Jones, watching every episode. If you need a new vehicle, high-end used vehicles, what you're talking about here, guys. These are the pretty recently used cars that are going to be your next vehicle. And so if it's a dream car that you're looking for, maybe it's just a car, you got to have something. Car or truck driven. They carry everything from fuel-efficient compact cars, full-size options. Each one is meticulously inspected for quality and performance. They come with a completely lifetime powertrain warranty provided by Driven Automotive. They're based in Buda, Texas, but they deliver cars all over Central Texas, all over Texas, and all over the country. And all you have to do is go to their website, drivenoutosales.net. That's drivenoutosales.net. And you'll find real quickly with Jeremy and his team that their motto is pretty simple: more than fair and more than friendly. The great story that Jeremy told me this week about somebody who heard us talking about him, got on and got a car that he saved $2,000 on, same vehicle for the most part. Just didn't have all those add-ons that other places are going to charge you $2,000 in extra charges. Not at Driven. The number you see when you go to drivenoutosales.net is the number you're going to pay for that vehicle plus TTNL. It's drivenoutosales.net. That's drivenoutosales.net. More than fair, more than friendly. Helping us out with our third quarter here and this ball game. All right, guys, we'll come back and it'll be third down for Texas and an opportunity to keep this drive alive. But obviously, frustrating day for Longhorn fans. The chat would indicate that, and that's fair. We will try to answer as many of the questions as we can. And obviously, the post-game show, however this game ends up, will be something special with Bobby and Rod and the team.
Have fun with that one, Rod.
I'm saying, like, at this point, as I'm saying, I think at this point, it's like all the run game projections we had, or the run attempt numbers we had, rushing attempt numbers, scrambles, design runs for Arch, we underestimated, man, because they're going to have to run them a lot. I'm hoping he doesn't get hurt. I'm knocking on wood. He's going to have to be the Tebow of this offense. Like they're going to have to run him.
And that is not what the Mannings want to hear.
No.
Well, but the Mannings can watch this inaccuracy and kind of understand it. But there it is. We're just on third down, Rod. Quarterback design run for a first down. I kind of think that's what this offense is going to be until Arch finds some confidence in the ability to push the ball down the field. But following Trevor Gooseby and getting the first down, that's really what they did.
He took a real hit on that play and got his left shoulder driven through the turf. If you watch the replay, he took a real hit on this one.
Guys, he ain't hurt. If he is hurt, then this is irresponsible and reckless by running him out. And I like the next play call. I like that play call. That's high percentage pass. That's what you need. Oh, let's get to some stacks. Here we go.
Jerry, I yield to you on a lot of quarterback stuff. When we talk about fundamentals for college quarterbacks, how much of it is the quarterback's coach and the play caller you're working with as opposed to working with your private coach? Like what's going to be more impactful for a guy in his development?
Yeah, well, I think here's the biggest thing for me. A lot of times a lot of this stuff is confidence too.
James Simon, by the way, down inside the 10-yard line, so we're into the high red zone. But nice cutback and nice run that time by the freshman.
A lot of this is confidence too, guys. Did anybody watch Arch against Mississippi State last year and think this is how he was going to play today?
No.
I mean, just think about that. Like and look, guy carries a lot of pressure, but a lot of this stuff comes down to confidence. I think you're seeing a guy that is playing with zero confidence. Some people said he lost his swag. He doesn't have it. And then just fumbles this. I mean, this is just like this guy's just playing really bad football, not confident football, Rod. I mean, that's the number one thing I see is he is not playing confident football.
I agree. Yeah. And I don't know how much you put on Sark when, obviously Arch has some issues that he's working through. And it's clear that Sark doesn't really know how to kind of handle it right now. And like I said, some of it's fundamentals, some of it's, like you said, some of it's intrinsic confidence and the way that he's processing things. He's a little late. He's just slow on some things, honestly.
Well, and he just dropped that ball, and now you're going to be third and goal because you went backwards.
God.
Man.
Fire the toss play into the sun. Just fire it into the sun.
It's a terrible play for Texas. Yeah, it's terrible. Ever since Bijan was gone, it's a terrible play for Texas.
I could run single wing with Bijan, Rod, and probably put a pretty competent offense on the field.
But I think anybody could. You just call plays for Bijan.
Oh man! All right, so there's a flag down, incomplete.
Yeah.
This offense is, that was a ball thrown right at the ankles of Jack Endries, essentially holding on the offense. So they've got to the 8-yard line on a good run and went backwards, and now they'll have to kick a field goal.
Yeah,
simply just became really important for this team, guys. No joke. Like we know Mason Shipley was going to be important, but now looking at your offense and how inept it may be and inefficient it may be, this guy just may be the MVP of your season when it comes down to it.
Yeah, maybe to get you to a bowl game after this.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I hate to say it, this is bad football now, and I'm not normally like that. This is pretty bad.
No, I agree. No, it's the off. Listen, you have like I said, there's no way if they didn't have the talent, if we didn't follow the team and know about the Arch hype and know about the recruiting rankings and everything, we would watch the offense and say that's a bad offense.
Yeah.
It's just bad offense. That team has a bad offense and an elite defense. And I don't know if any team in the country right now would have this kind of the disparity between how good the defense is and how bad the offense is right now for Texas.
Yeah. You guys were talking about when was the last time we saw it this bad, and we'll just eliminate the Charlie Strong era. But, it does take me back a little bit, guys, to early Vince Young. When people were calling for Chance Mock to come in and be the quarterback, and body language was bad. Vince didn't have a lot of confidence in what he was. And the defense, Rod, you were right after you left, that defense was really good. And they had a lot of talent on that team. And again, I'm not saying Arch is going to develop into Vince Young, but they were both 5-star kids who kind of had to learn the way. And it reminds me of that. That tells you my age a little bit, but that was really ugly back then. And people were calling for Vince to move to wide receiver and let Chance Mock play quarterback. That's 20 plus years ago now, or 22, 23 years ago. And you mentioned Garrett Gilbert, 2010, Jeff. There are similarities to both.
Alan says Arch swoops.
I wasn't going to read that, Rod.
That's funny. That's good. No, you're not going to be there. You're not going to have the 18 Wheeler package back, but
but Rod, you're being very practical on this and pragmatic. That if this is going to be your offense, they're not going to go to Matthew Caldwell. So you really have to alter how many points you can score per game, drives per game. Sark's is going to start after taking points, right? And then you just got to lean on your defense. And got a punter, you got a kicker, and your margins just got a lot slimmer until the quarterback starts playing better.
Aaron, this fits what you just said. Daryl Riker. This team has the makeup of Iowa. The problem is that's 5 and 7 on this schedule.
No, they're way sexier than Iowa, and they cost way more money than the Iowa.
Well, that's the main thing. It costs a lot more money.
Our offense is way cheaper than this offense. No. Listen, but my point is, it's fine. The identity, what we thought the identity of the team was going to be, is going to be a whole lot different. That's fine. The way you win games is just going to be different. It happened last year too. You guys didn't know that our defense was going to be elite, and everybody was a little frustrated with the offense. And then even Sark had to, kind of shift his mindset and play calling and start winning with that defense. And I think now it's clear. You win with your defense. You should be great on special teams. I mean, even Niblitz found his 16-wheeler. Y'all need to stop.
Hey, the chat's making this thing go right now. Thank you.
I need to stop it. It's 16.
That's pretty funny.
Hey, we got Bam Bam Sam. We can't get no love. Bam Bam Arch out there. Can we get some of that?
Hey, Jay. I don't think that's happening.
No.
Hey, Rod, I want to address this. Arch must be a different player in practice than game time. I think that is 1,000% true.
Well,
because
we don't get to see practices, but if that's true, that's a confidence thing then.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, Rod, we went to 2 open. Jeff, we've been to the open media window practices. You hear the players talk. They wouldn't be saying this if it was bad in practice. And what we've seen wasn't bad in practice.
Well, what's the difference in practice for a quarterback than from the game?
Pressure, confidence. You're going to get hit. Pressure.
Yeah, there's pressure in practice, but everybody knows you ain't going to get hit. Everybody knows you better not hit the quarterback. He does. So it's that element that the pressure is real that's having an effect on him. But I thought he handled pressure pretty well, at least the analytics. I brought that up on Friday's live stream. The analytics would indicate he handles pressure pretty well. Bam Bam Sam versus March Arch.
Daryl's on a roll, man. Daryl's on a roll today. And I just, you said something a little bit ago, Jerry, that's been on my mind this whole game is this is not what he looked like last year in the 2.5 games we saw him. Like this would be not so surprising and jarring to Texas fans if you hadn't seen him perform at a much higher level last year.
Yeah. Yeah. This has the feeling of you're now in a fishbowl living with the weight of the world on your shoulders and a lot of pressure. Because what did I miss?
You're about to see it, but Rod is ahead of all of us. Well, what's your TV provider, Rod? What are you on? Like super high speed Google Net?
I have a feeling he was watching Malachi Nelson's huddle highlights. It's probably going to be
YouTube TV, man. It's good. Look at it. That's a nice drive.
Oh man, look at that. That is the freshman Grayson Littleton with the pick. Terrible throw by These two guys were 5 stars, Jerry. What is going on with the star rating system in 2023?
Luckily I can say I was not doing national rankings in that class.
Oh man.
But yeah, it feels like the weight of the world, all the pressure, and it being too much and really affecting your play. And when it starts affecting your play, your confidence starts to get beaten down.
I mean, I think that's fair. And as we talked about earlier, and you weren't on with this, Jeff, it was Coach Shipley and Jeff and I. It was was really after that Wingo throw. I mean, the offense was doing okay, and he misses Wingo on the wheel route with an easy throw, and ever since then, it's just been, bad throw after bad throw. And to your point of the fishbowl and the lights and pressure, and it does feel like, this is getting to him right now. We'll see if something can come. The defense has done it again. There was a question by Grace Middleton, but it was unsportsmanlike afterwards, and the Longhorns will start at midfield.
Yeah. Yeah, usually, and that's the thing, Sark, usually after a sudden change, you'll see him take a shot, which is a case for a lot of folks. And he's not taking a shot. I think I don't know if he's confident in his QB enough to take a shot. Usually you're confident your QB is like, hey, my QB, either keep it out of harm's way or make the right throw, right decision. And I'm not sure he trusts Arch at this point to do it.
I like James Simon, guys. He's running with some pissed offness. It would be nice if he actually had a hole to run through, but I like what I'm seeing from James Simon today.
Yeah, he made that 3 yards on his own there, Jerry.
Yeah.
He did. He's a good-looking player. I like him a lot. All right, and they're going – Texas obviously going very heavy here with 12 personnel and run looks with Ryan Wingo in motion.
Mm-hmm. Which also may be part of the new identity of this team, guys. Don't you be somebody that's going to spread things out a lot. You may be deciding, go with some of those tight end looks a little bit more.
Yeah. Great game going on in Knoxville, guys. It's 28-27. Georgia took a 27-21 lead, and Tennessee hit a long one in single coverage, got the lead. It's 28-27. That game is going back and forth. Really good football game as expected. Also, Miami is up on South Florida 14-3. They're in a weather delay, though, lightning down by where Jerry is right now.
Nice.
Where was it in Miami?
Yes.
Nice play call.
Okay. I'm in the Panhandle now. I was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I moved on. I wanted to get closer to the incompletions.
Justin,
That was a nice play call.
Yeah, I like it. Ryan Niblett on a little shovel.
that jump cut.
You got to feel like Niblett wants the ball in his hands after all the punt returns he's had today.
I think Sark's rewarding him for his great play on special teams. I think he's getting rewarded. Plus the injuries to wide receiver, of course.
Well,
by the way,
you just want guys on the field that are playing confidently right now.
By the way, Texas has a running back, James Simon. Jeff, I heard you mention it. That 4-yard run, 5-yard run, that was a nothing there, jump cut to the outside. The hole wasn't there, jump cut to the outside, fights for 4 or 5 yards. Those are the plays you need from your running back. And James Simon just gave Texas what they need. That guy's going to be a really good player.
Well, the TV broadcast just missed a play, but Ryan Wingo on a little inside screen. They completed arch to Wingo. Worked. It's one of the few times this year. Nice job.
These are the throws. I know people don't want to hear, but those are some of the throws that you need to work. The vertical stuff will come, and I think he's good at that. But
by the way, that's going to be our it's going to be our play of the game right there. The screen, the Wingo.
No, but the reason his completion percentage is so bad is because he doesn't have any easy throws. And he misses
100%.
easy throws.
100%.
Like, some of those throws, like, dude, that's money. That's automatic. It's supposed to be a 90% completion rate on that throw, and you miss it. And it's like, how the hell did you miss that? So that's why his completion percentage is so low, because he's missing the easy throws.
Yes, 100%.
The vertical shots, I think, will come too. But so that's that he needs more of those. That's my point.
And Rod,
think about the last two completions were a 1-foot shovel pass to Ryan Niblett and that one, and now he's got back-to-back completions. So okay, now let's build some confidence. By the way, I had that score wrong. Georgia kicked a field goal. They're up 30-28 with the whole fourth quarter to play. Essentially, 30-28 Bulldogs.
That game has been higher scoring than I thought, at least.
No,
Joey Aguilar's having a heck of a game.
Josh average is 14 prior to this game, averaged 14 points per game in his matchups versus Kirby Smart. And he only had his high, I believe, was 17 points against Kirby Smart. So, yes.
CJ Baxter on the sidelines with his jersey, no rest of the uniform.
Damn. Month.
He's what? What'd you say, Jerry?
Baxter is on the sidelines, not suited out.
Yeah, that's not good.
Damn.
Well, I mean, if he's not on crutches, he's not in a boot, then it could be a deal where
I'm trying to see if somebody can get a look at him. He's not on crutches.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that is really good. All Quinn can do is make the easy throws. Well, yeah, right now you take Quinn Ewers making easy throws. That is absolutely true.
Yeah. Quinn was
Right now, you
great.
would take that.
Quinn was great at those high percentage throws, man. The off-platform ones, his ball placement was money. He struggled, as we know, on some of the vertical throws. But you got a guy now who's great on the vertical throws. Coming to this game, Arch was 50% on throws 20-plus yards or more down the field. Where he struggles is intermediate and short game, and that's where Quinn thrived. So you kind of got the opposite, and it's obvious Sark has struggled to adjust the offensive, identity to that different skill set.
Rod, you mentioned earlier talking about Sark trying to really figure out what gets Arch going. It kind of reminds you of 22 with Quinn, when Quinn kind of hit that wall and the offense had a tough time getting going, and we're like, what's wrong with Quinn? The difference between that offense and this offense is, in that offense, Sark could get to the point in games where he just got tired of looking at it, but all right, I'm just going to get Bijan on the ball. Let's just get the hell out of here.
Yep.
You don't have 5 in the backfield now.
And
I mean,
by the way,
Wise is wearing 5, but it's a different kind of 5.
You got to find, yes, yeah. That's a good. I remember a few games. What was this Baylor game? He did that.
Iowa State.
Iowa State.
By the way, Jeff, I don't know if you know this, Aaron. You may not know this, but I think we know who to blame. The Mavs GM Nico was in the co-op yesterday during the live stream. And that's probably what's going on. If we're going to be real.
That's
Nico Harrison was there.
Yes,
he was there. I think
his daughter's visiting for track.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
we have a score change in Knoxville, guys. Another deep pass. Joey Aguilar, his 5th touchdown of the day. Tennessee is going to take a lead of 35-30 over the Georgia Bulldogs. Joey Aguilar is over 400 yards now.
Quarterback run game again. # blame Nico. Says Daniel. He was
there.
Fire Nico.
James Simon having a heck of a half here, guys. Love the cutback. Love the aggression, as Jerry said, that he runs with the freshman. Where's he from, Jerry?
Shreveport, Calvary Baptist. Shreveport, Louisiana.
That was a nice run.
He's got football speed. He's got games quickness.
Man, that was a really good run. That was a great one cut downhill run. Good for him.
Yeah, this is the James Simon half so far, as that one got blown up. But Longhorns have you kind of thought you'd come out with Arch Manning trying to get in some kind of rhythm. They're just going ground and pound in this game.
What Jeff just brought up, he's doing it. He's like saying, man, I don't know if I trust him. Think about all his throws have been kind of short throws. Quick game throws, right? Within like 5 yards of the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. He's like, nah, I don't need. It kind of shows you don't trust your quarterback right now. Is basically what it says. That's kind of what
you don't.
That's kind of what it says. And he had those moments with Quinn. He was like, I don't trust you. We gonna win the game other ways. And you have other ways to win the game. But against UTEP, you should be able to let your quarterback just let it loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that time he locked in on Parker Livingstone. Luckily, that one was not intercepted. He was late with the slant and, threw a fastball that tipped up in the air a little bit, but Livingston caught it. Now there'll be a 3rd down from the goal situation because you've gone nowhere.
Oh, why are we waiting on it? It was there. Why we wait on it? Why did we wait? It was there. It was open. Ryan Wingo, I thought was open on the slant. What we doing? A 3rd and goal. I guess he's trying to wait to get it all.
Throw it. Oh.
I let my dude get a chance on it. He's trying to get in the end zone with it. I get it. But sometimes you got to take what they give you.
Yeah, this game's moving really fast for Arch Manning right now, obviously. And this is UTEP. That's not a good sign. All right, Longhorns will kick another field goal, and the offensive passing game, remedial passing game continues. Anything downfield is a big struggle. And you're right, Rod. On the snap, Ryan Wingo had at least a chance to catch and run on a plant that was wide open.
And that he'll make a play, right? You got to make that one guy miss. That's on you. You got to be a ball player and make him miss. But if you make him miss, that end zone's right there. How often do we see one guy miss right there in that 10-yard radius? You know what I mean, of the end zone all the time.
He had a free. Yeah, especially as an athlete like Ryan Wingo is. All right, 20-3 Texas.
Nate, not a felon. I think you were going with that joke, and I get it. He broke tendency and kicked the field goal. Good job, Rod. Give him a clap for Sark breaking tendency and kicking a field goal.
I think he's accepting what the reality is. It's like, I don't think this offense. I can't actually. I don't know if he right now thinks his offense can score a lot of points. Period. And right now he's going to start taking them points and already start adjusting the identity of the team. We win with defense and we win with special teams. And you can't be a team that wins like that and go for it on fourth down all the time. I know he wants to do that, but your offense is frankly not good enough.
Well, based on play calling first half, Rod, and guys, I mean, it's almost like it's fair to say that Steve Sarkisian's been surprised by how bad his quarterback has been in this game, that he's having to dial back and say, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, because the game plan was one thing, and now it's completely changed. And the coach is like, let's just get out of here with a win. We'll go back to work and for Sam Houston State.
And Longhorns fans are going to be bored out of their minds. And the Sam Houston State, that's going to be the Sam Houston game plan. But this might be how you win games in the SEC.
Yeah. Well, watching Tennessee and Georgia go up and down the field, I mean, Texas said, wow. But Texas has a better defense than either of those teams. I will tell you that. I mean, Texas can play defense with anybody, but you can't be remedial at quarterback. Obviously, that's not going to work because both quarterbacks in the Georgia-Tennessee game are playing at a very high level.
Oh, well, you know who's playing at high? Diego Pavia's playing at a high level too.
He's playing Lenora Sellers tonight.
There are a lot of quarterbacks playing really well out there, man. And so you can't put too much pressure on your. The problem is, at one point, you're gonna put too much pressure on your.
The dam's gonna break. Yes.
The dam is gonna break.
You're right.
Trust me, I played on really good defense, and there were some games where dam just broke, or they had a good game plan, whatever injuries, whatever it is. So the margin for error for this team right now. And I would say, man, at least 5 games going forward is razor thin with this offense. Razor thin.
You know, Hero Canoe may be playing the best unexpected football on this team. By the way,
yeah, he is.
Good.
And that's a good thing because you mentioned Murad Watson in the first half. We've talked about Travis Shaw. I mean, again, this defense is what we expected. The offense obviously is not close to it, but they're fun to watch on defense. They don't give up a lot.
Jerry, you might be right. I'm trying to find somebody who's better. So
then who?
Defense isn't as good as we thought.
Hero, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody who's a more outstanding, pleasant surprise than Hero Canoe, that nobody saw him being arguably one of your top D tackles, if not your top D tackle.
And Rod, when Texas took him out of the portal, I don't think they expected him to play at this level because he wasn't really.
He was a developmental project, right?
NIL recruited that way, right? So sometimes guys surprise the coaching staff too, and I think this is kind of what's happened with Hero Canoe.
Oh, wow, watch out. Texas brought a blitz, and they threw a screen behind it, but Texas rallies and tackles it. Michael Taft with a real good play. Longhorns are going to get off the field. There is a late penalty down, though. Flag on the play. It's going to be 4th and 10. Might be a holding.
Texas blitz more in this game. I can't wait to go back and track it because I've seen them actually bring some heat in this game. And I wonder with the change in identity if it's like also we got to start taking more chances on our defense too. We got to get short fields. Yeah. There's other things we need to do. We need to start dialing up the pressure literally and figuratively with our defense and special teams to make more plays since we got to make up for our offense not being able to generate productivity and offense and plays themselves.
Well, they're going to call a defensive low block or chop block. Texas, they're going to call it on Grayson Littleton. That's a rough call on him. He was going up trying to take on a block on a screen pass. But, yeah, he went low. But he's the defensive player.
Yeah. Football Texas.
Can you block? Can you get a block below the waist as a defensive player? I guess you can.
I think on screen engagement.
I wonder if it's for going for the knees of a guy who's not the ball carrier.
Yeah. Somebody asked, what does Matthew Caldwell bring to the table? Gosh, I was hoping we wouldn't have to talk about this.
No.
He experienced quicker arm than I thought he would. But honestly, I haven't watched that guy play a ton of football over the years. But I think the biggest thing he'd bring is experience if he has to play for an extended period of time. But he's got good feet. He moves well. But he was not let's just say things have gone sideways if he's brought into a game like this and if there's not injury, because that's not why he was recruited.
Yeah.
That's not why he was recruited to Texas.
It'll never happen. Not in the NIL revenue sharing age. It's too much money on the line. It's like the NFL benching that first round starting quarterback who makes a lot of money. Like it's and he's a man.
Aloha Traveler on that drive. By the way, Cole Hudson's in the tent. We'll have to see if he comes back out on this next drive, which will be started the fourth quarter probably. On that drive, there are 3 OL in the back, OL on their back lined up together, looking at the sky against this competition. Yeah.
Hold up. So, Sark, can we talk about this real quick? Sark said that Arch got booed. Did he get booed for real?
Yes. Yes.
Longhorns
he
fans
did.
are wild.
Rob, he did.
Fans, y'all are wild. I can't believe y'all did. I was there. They booed. Hey, they booed Sims. I was there when they booed Sims. So they'll boo any damn body, but that's wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and people don't. That's why I mentioned the early Vince Young years. He got booed. Vince Young was getting booed before he became the greatest player in program history, arguably.
Yeah. I told Ty Dodge. He told us, he was like, "Oh no, every Longhorn quarterback who's starting for a period of time has got booed." It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, it is. It is.
By the way, we're for those that will remember this, we're a UTEP touchdown away from some of their fans getting it on in the stands, probably.
Oh, all-time great college football moment there, man. That was
up on the mountain, overlooking the game.
It's like his team is losing, but he is winning.
And I bet you, I don't know, Jerry, whether it's El Paso PD or UTEP PD, somebody's got to scout out the rocks, the mountains over there by the Sun Bowl now.
Oh man, that was a great moment. That was.
Yeah, look, this is where we get real with this stuff. Matt Feemster, we'll be lucky to go 7-7. After today, I'm with you, man. And I never would have thought I would have said that, but I'm just not seeing anything I can outside of a defense being really good. But eventually the dam breaks because you're going to start playing better players. I haven't seen anything that's going to push me away from a thought like that, because if you can't move, if you're bad on third downs, 3 of 13, if you miss the easy throws, if your offensive line is confused, if you're not a good blocking team at wide receivers, I mean, what do you have? You have a 6-6 type football team. That's the bottom line.
And 3 full games into, this has become a trend now. This is what you are, Rod, and you know that. And you can't just snap your fingers and expect it to look different. You had all training camp. You have this is the third game. You're into the fourth quarter almost of that third game, and it still looks like this. Ohio State was seen as the big reason why in week 1, but last week you scored 4 touchdowns in a 5-minute period, but the other 55 minutes you were kind of like this, not very good on offense. And so this is what you are right now. And those record predictions are fair if they don't do something pretty dramatic here and turn some things, because you're going to lose to good teams in the SEC with this offense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If they're not getting, like I said, the assumption was after Ohio State, if this is a starting point, then they're fine, right? Don't panic, because football is a week-to-week, experiment, and you're struggling to get better week to week. And if you improve week to week, who knows where you'll be by the end of the season? We've seen that story play out at the NFL and the college football level, every year, year after year. But if you're going to have regression like this in a game versus UTEP, then it's a safe assumption to say, okay, well, they're not getting better offensively, defensively. Different story. Right. We already elite defense, but they're not getting better week to week. So we don't know what to expect, right? Are you going to get the fourth quarter of Ohio State, first 3 quarters of Ohio State? You're going to get the San Jose State Arch Manning. You're going to get this Arch Manning that you saw in this UTEP game. We don't know. And if that's the case, well, all you can count on is your defense and your special teams to step up for you. But you can't necessarily count on your offense to go win games for you. The best your offense can do is not lose you a game. And your margin for error razor thin.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem with teams that are, we'll just go play good defense and have to be opportunistic on offense. That's not what the rules of football are made for anymore.
No,
the game is more high scoring than ever. The
Yeah.
rules of football aren't made for 10-7 games. Like it's just
No.
it's not gonna happen with regularity when two really good teams play. What happened for Texas Ohio State? That is very rare in a game where teams have had 6 months to prepare. Rod, nobody can. I mean, it's 14-7. You know, even
Yeah.
LSU and Clemson's already lost 2 games this year, scored more points than that. But the rules are just the rules of the game aren't made for that anymore. That's the issue I have when I see bad teams struggle offensively. Is look, if it takes 35 points to win a national championship game nowadays.
Yeah,
there's no the
typically,
days of the Nick Saban winning a 9-6 national championship game are over.
yeah, Jim Tresselball is not going to win in 2025. Let me tell you here at the end of the third quarter, into the fourth, about our friends at Ally Emergency ERs or Ally Medical. Let me talk about their care relief program. We tell you, you're not going to wait in the waiting room. You're going to get treated if you got a critical issue, urgent, or just not feeling great. Something's wrong with you or one of your children. Get them in there. But their care relief program at Ally is a game changer in medicine, I believe. Every Ally has an in-house financial assistance program intended to assist you and your family with costly ER copays. You go to their website at allymedical.com, see how much your family could save today. Most families save over 90%. Simply visit one of their 9 fast and friendly freestanding ERs in Round Rock, South Austin, Buda, Dripping Springs, and Bastrop. The newest location is in San Marcos, down there by Jeff Howe. 2 locations in Houston as well. For you and your family's health, you always have an ally in Ally Medical. Don't forget to tell them you heard it right here on the On Texas Football channel. Ally Medical, when moments matter. And again, that allymedical.com website to find out about their care relief program. You're really going to want to check that out for you and your family. All right, into the fourth quarter will be brought to you by Callahan's General Store. But guys, revealing to Sark kind of realizing what's up with his quarterback right now. They got into that third quarter, and I think Arch Manning had 4 pass attempts. 2 of them, one was a shovel pass, one was a quick throw to Ryan Wingo. So really just taking the gas out of this offense all together and trying to get to the finish line with a win and start back over. I mean, that's pretty clear. They did not do anything in that third quarter to try to build confidence in Arch other than just try to run the ball with James Simon and throw short passes.
Here's my thing, though, on all that. Then what the hell was the game plan coming into the game?
Yeah.
The hell what'd you do all week?
Yeah. Fair enough.
No,
seriously, I'm serious. Like, Rod, we talked about it, like, it's just like, we'll go work on some stuff. Well, at some point, you got to figure out who you are and go try to develop an identity. Like, you don't have an infinite amount of time in these non-conference games to just tinker. And I feel like at this point, after the Ohio State game, I feel like, with the exception like that 8-minute stretch in the San Jose State game, I feel like you've wasted 2 games offensively trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's
but I think my answer to that, Jeff, would be if Sark is seeing something different in practice than he's seeing in these games, and if that's the case, we don't know, we're not at practice, but is he seeing a different Arch Manning in practice so you feel confident in this game plan, and then you get in the games and wets the bed and you have to totally alter it? That's the only thing I can say. I'm not saying that's the answer, but that would be at least one argument.
I will say this. Again, I'm going back to something. There's no way you could have watched Arch last season and thought this is what you'd get right now.
Yeah.
And by the way, you don't have to look really, if the coaches are seeing it every day, spring practice, fall camp, I don't think anybody saw this coming.
No way.
Well, that's why the Arch injury conspiracy theory took off the way it did, Jerry. Because everybody did research, including myself, all of you guys, on Arch last season and his starts and playing time. And we're looking forward to what he was going to look like this season. And they don't even look like the same person. Like he doesn't look like the same quarterback at all.
And somebody said it in the chat. He doesn't have any swag. Arch always had the swag, and this is a zero confident Arch. And that is not the guy that anybody's seen from high school through last year when he was playing. And in just a swag he carried when we had open media windows in practice. That's why this is so different than what we've seen. And I'm not sure anybody in that building saw this today coming.
We don't even see the arch from the San Jose State game. I don't even see that arch that we saw in the San Jose State game. Like I said, the regression and now the erratic kind of inconsistency. I hope it doesn't last all season. My hope was that you would kind of get through that, but the growing pains for Arch, obviously, there are many more than we anticipated. And I think they may be a much more difficult journey.
Well, and just to wrap up that part of that conversation, that's I don't know what you do as a play caller and a coach is if you're seeing one thing in practice and in all off season, and all of a sudden you get to the games now and it's a shell shock looking arch that doesn't look anything like, to your point coming on in the halftime, Rod. We don't know what you're going to get from game to game, what do you put in as a game plan? How do you build this?
Practice sometimes can warp your thinking. What I mean by that is, and Jerry has talked about this before too. You're going up against your Texas defense, right? You assume your Texas defense is elite. The Texas defense is awesome. It's elite. So the inconsistency in practice as well, he's going up against an elite defense. That's what we attribute that to. And what the inconsistency versus Ohio State? Elite defense. That's what it is. No big deal. And then you come out of that offseason and training camp and then Ohio State and go, oh, so it wasn't necessarily elite defense causing the inconsistencies in his game. It actually was the inconsistencies in his game. Like that's the reality you're dealing with. So I think also there was this, I kind of warped thinking that everything in practice was because the defense, all the bad plays or indecision, it was because the defense was just so good. And in reality, it just may be because Arch is struggling so much.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, hey, Hookem Hayden, is there a grade worse than F? Ask Washington State fans right now. Go check their box score today. Oof.
Yeah, they're getting crushed by North Texas. The Mean Green.
It was like 52-3 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, how far is Washington State falling? Yikes.
Hey, hell of a ball game in Knoxville. Georgia is down 8 points. 38-30. They have the ball. They're inside the 30-yard line now, trying to go get the touchdown.
QB run game. What I tell y'all better get it going. Y'all better get that quarterback run game going, baby. All right. That's what does he do well? We're going to do what he does well. If he gets hurt, Sark's like, I can't control that. I got to move the damn ball. All right.
Yeah.
I could protect the pocket. I can protect him. But if he can't work well from the pocket, then the offense is moot. So I got to get him going to get the offense going. They're going to run him.
By the way, Connor Robertson in at center.
Because that's Cole Hudson is into the tent, as you said, right? And TJ Baxter's not there and not going to return. We haven't seen Christian Clark or Jarrett Gibson in the second half. It's been all James Simon. I don't think that's injury related. I just think they want to see James Simon play. But that's interesting to me too.
And by the way, Rod, again, here, this is the whole, is Arch hurt? You aren't running him like this if he's hurt. So Arch is not hurt. For the people wondering, you really think Sark's going to be running this guy like this if he's hurt? No. He's just playing poorly. Real poorly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, but you're right. I think you have to lean into that. And I think Jeff's point is well made too, that, the only thing I can explain it is it looks different at practice than it does in the game, but this should have been the game plan to start with. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be a big Manning powwow here in Austin this week. All the uncles will fly in and they'll talk to Art because things aren't going good.
Start plays. Sorry, these are the plays you need to run, man. Put some of that Phil Sims pressure on them. You know what I mean?
Rod, back in the day, when y'all were struggling, just send the players to Sugars. I don't think that's around anymore, is it?
I don't think it is.
Or the flower shop back in the day. You know what I mean? Team chemistry, team meeting.
Get a little confidence back.
Right? Yeah, no doubt. Oh man, yeah. No, I'm not saying Texas. I see people in the chat saying, "Rod, they're not going to win games like this in the SEC." I'm not saying they are. I'm just talking about the best way for them offensively to be able to at least move the ball and extend drives. They're at this point now. We're past the point of how do you get Ryan Wingo involved in the offense, and how do we get Arch to be more effective in intermediate throws and all those little subtle intricacies and nuances of the offense. Hell no. We're back to how can we just get a first down? Can we get a first down? Can we move the ball? Can we keep the ball? Can we not get a 3 and out? All right. So I just think expectation wise, y'all got to get past all that, what we were last season, and all that. No, offensively, we got to get back to the most rudimentary goals, which is can we get a first down? Can we get a first down on more than third? Because we have two. I think Texas has 2 conversions on third and 4 yards to gain or more.
Yeah.
Only 2 on the season. As a matter of fact, I got to go look. Maybe it's more now. I haven't looked recently. But my point is, they're really bad.
They're 10 for 39 on third down this year.
Exactly.
10 for 39.
Well, and then you drop a 2 for 5 on fourth down in this game, and it's even uglier. And that's because you can't complete anything that's over 5 or 6 yards. You're not confident you're going to complete the pass, and that's just where Texas is. They have 97 passing yards in this game. A wide receiver has caught 2 passes. Parker Livingstone has 2. Ryan Wingo has 1. Both were, of the short pass variety. So there is no vertical passing game right now.
I came in saying, hey, I wanted to see Texas play better situational football. With the exception of that 1 minute drive they had where Art scored the touchdown before the half, this offense this season has taken the concept of situational football, put it in a dumpster, and lit it on fire. Like it is just, it's an abomination. Like I'll echo what Jerry said. Like typically when one side of the ball is going to be bad, like I've been doing this long enough, you usually hear whispers in camp like, hey, and whether you believe it or not is one thing, but typically you hear whispers. I cannot think of a soul that thought this offense was going to be this bad.
No. By the way, Fanatic Longhorn, this is a very smart. Thanks for taking the time to remember one of our ads. When your QB, Texas QB, the bed, he needs a tushy for his bathroom.
Yes, that's exactly right. Well, it's not been good. And you just saw the highlight there on the SEC network, but Georgia has tied the game. They scored a touchdown to London Humphrey, long one, and then the 2-point conversion. Still 2:32 to go, though. 2 minutes and 30 seconds for Josh Heupel's team. Great game in Knoxville.
James
Rod, I think this next week and really next week in the bye week going before the Florida game, it's going to be a man in the mirror moment for Sark because you're going to have to go back to the table and realize, okay, the offense that I want is not the offense we can have right now. So what are you going to do to position your team to succeed? It ain't going to be sexy.
The quarterback running game, I mean, that's a big part of it, brother. I'm sorry. The quarterback running
game.
It
is. It is.
And I agree with Rod. Just keep giving it to James Simon on 3rd and 4. He'll get you 5.
James Simon is no doubt. I agree. But all those times you advising Arch to, hey, don't keep it handed off on those times. Like, no. You're a true kind of zone read team now when the run game. Like you actually need him.
Sark said we don't major in quarterback run game. Well, you need to change your major at this point.
Yeah. Everybody did that, huh? Yeah, hey, time to change your major up. Sorry.
Hey, guys, what do y'all think? We can start talking about this. I mean, there's a lot of game left, but what do y'all think Sark's going to say in the press conference after this game?
I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, that's 100%. I mean,
like what do you say?
Because he's clearly taking the air out of this ball in the second half. They're not even trying to throw the football in the second half. So I don't know what to expect him to say. Because he said going off the field, that we got to find some rhythm in our passing game. They went into the locker room and they came out and they haven't thrown a pass.
No.
Essentially. And so I don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Not a pass really beyond 5 yards. Really
right.
They pretty much
everything's dump off. I mean, so they have not worked to find a rhythm in the passing game, anything down the field. It's almost like, let's let our defense win this game. Let's get out of here. And so that will be an eagerly anticipated post game because there'll be a lot of questions coming for the coach about all this. And I know CJ Vogel will be there. So we'll be covering it.
Oh, good. Yeah, there we go. Whew. Thanks. That was good. There we go. Good job. Good
all
job.
Right. You guys will all catch up, but
whoa.
Texas is going to score a touchdown here. And is it the Arch to Wingo combination finally? Oh, wow. That's something to build on there a little bit.
We'll switch route out there between he and Parker Livingstone. It's nice. I like it.
It was still not the best thrown ball by Arch, I'm going to say. He kind of gave it a little close, but either way, it's touchdown.
But he threw it where either his guy was going to get it or nobody. So I like the placement, but the ball did look a little. It came out of his hand ugly. It came out of his hand funky.
Well, and it was
golly. It's just amazing, guys. Think back to when Arch threw the ball to Jonte Cook in the back corner of the end zone last year when he came in the game. You are not seeing the accuracy in those throws. Like Arch was really accurate in games last year.
Yeah, no, he was.
And it is the total opposite this year, like total opposite of what anybody's seen or expected. It's look, and you hope the guy's okay and rebounds and can build from it, but Bill, it feels like it's a long, long, long way to go right now.
Yeah, I mean that was a touchdown pass, but I think it should have been a little further out towards the pylon and let him run to it instead of. Because he was in jeopardy of not getting the ball across the end zone when he caught the ball. But either way, we're not going to nitpick a completed pass for a touchdown.
Yeah.
4 yards, Longhorns. They are on the board again. They've dominated this second half on defense and have now outscored the Miners 13-0 in this second half. They're up over almost 300 total yards. And, hey, they're now over 100 yards passing for the game, 101 today.
I will say Arch played some of his best football in the fourth quarter. His Ohio State fourth quarter was excellent. San Jose State, I believe. Remember, Sark keeps him in. I believe. Yeah, didn't his rushing touchdown come in the fourth or the third? I think it may have come in the fourth.
Yes,
20-yarder. I believe he came in the fourth, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be off. And now you can see him, at least come to life and throw. So at least in the fourth quarter, you get some of your best Arch, but there's not much to be optimistic about, honestly.
So hold on, I gotta call somebody out. Dice Hands, LOL, the sunshine pumping. Get the wax out of your ears. I don't know what you're listening to, dude, or you're an adult. I can't decide yet. Throw another comment up, and I'll tell you what you are, because you're clearly not listening. Bad troll job. If you're gonna come talk trash, I say it on all these. You got to bring it, because I'm gonna bring it better than you are. If that's all you got, bring it. You got to bring it.
Hey. I'll say this, Jerry, you want some sunshine pumping. As a proud Lou Groza Award voter, I'm excited that Mason Shipley is going to have a much bigger role on this team than we thought.
3 of 3 from the right hash.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody pump sunshine yet, actually. So, I mean, I think it's been a pretty grim. I've been on here just for a quarter plus, but it's been pretty damn grim on here, which means – I think Longhorn fans are coming to the reality that the offense this year is just going to be straight up bad. Your defense could end up being elite. Special teams could end up being good, but what does that get you? Like, what's your record? And that's why we've seen these 7-5s, these 8-4s. What does that get you? Elite defense, mediocre to bad offense, and good special teams. What's that in the SEC?
Yeah. Silver Spurs sicko, are we beating Florida in volleyball?
It got you. You know what that got you, Rod? It got you Charlie Strong's first year, Tom Herman's first year. It got you 6 regular seasons. That
in the Big 12, right? In the Big 12. What does it get you in the SEC? That's why I think Longhorn fans, a lot of them have started drinking more in the second half, coming to the reality that, oh no, this was not just against Ohio State offense. This may be what the offense is overall after 3 games, and that is I'm admitting I was way off in my predictions, and I'm not gonna say what I think their record's gonna be with, like I said, elite defense, good special teams, and mediocre to bad offense. I'm not gonna say it yet. I want to watch this game and process it again before, but it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good.
Somebody said, screw the sunshine. I need some moonshine. I like that one. Nice job.
Exactly.
The moonshine.
I'm gonna get off here early, and I was like, oh man.
Welcome to Eastern Kentucky fandom in football.
Oh man.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not even thinking CFP at this point. Look, I've been hesitating to say this whole time I've been on here, but with the offense, this thing just became a week-to-week proposition for me. I can't look past Sam Houston at this point.
Yeah.
I
don't like that play. I don't like that play defense. I don't like that play.
Oh, a missed tackle by Jalen Gilbo, and he got out the gate a little bit. That'll be about a 20-yard gain.
That's their longest. Is that their longest game so far?
No, they had a 30-yarder
30 yards, okay.
and a 36-yarder earlier.
Okay.
No.
Unfortunately, as tough as this game has been to watch, this is the game that is dragging longer than any of the others. Had a couple injuries, some reviews. This game is we're almost at 6:15 right now. There's still 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We'll see if this thing can speed up. But the Longhorns up comfortably, 24 points, but it's been ugly getting there. And now Malachi Nelson's trying to mount the comeback for his team. Thank you, Aloha Travel, for that super chat. Yeah, Sark has a huge challenge. There's no question about that. I think
my
that's pretty
gosh.
clear now.
Malachi Nelson hit the deck 5 yards before anybody could touch him. What is he doing?
I think the turf monster might have got him, Jerry.
I think he just hit the deck quickly.
You think so?
That should be a
Yeah.
2nd and 4, not 2nd and 7. My gosh, what's he doing?
Good throw.
By the way, Tennessee has gotten into field goal range, long field goal range with 42 seconds. I'm not sure if you guys saw Georgia Tech with a 55-yard walk-off field goal to beat Clemson earlier today.
Ooh, good defense. Good D.
We'll see if Tennessee can do the same. Tennessee is getting into range to try to kick a game-winning field goal. 38 all in that game.
Wardell Max on the field.
Oh, come on, man. I don't like that call. Pass interference.
On who? Jelani?
Gilbo, they got it on him. I guess he did, and he pushed him in the back a little bit. He did.
Yeah, they're picking on Gilbo a little bit in this game.
I told y'all they was going to pick on Gilbo. I told you they going to pick on Gilbo and pick on Littleton. They ain't picked on Littleton as much. They picking on Gilbo. Teams have picked on Gilbo.
Yes.
you're
They're
gonna pick one. I mean, you're not gonna go after
direction, Rod. They're challenging his short area quickness and change of direction.
Yep.
Pretty sure Josh Heupel's never beaten Kirby Smart. He's got a chance to do it here today if his field goal kicker can make a kick. Pretty exciting stuff in Knoxville. Longhorns up 24 here in Austin. Big games tonight. Before we wrap this up here in the fourth quarter, we will talk about some of those big games, get your thoughts on them. But, you got the LSU Florida game, South Carolina, Vandy. This one right here is living up to all billing. Texas trying to get a stop on defense.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to jump out. Get ready for the post game.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Have fun with that, Rod. Good luck, buddy.
Rod, enjoy it. Looking forward to second watch tomorrow.
Second watch. Yeah, well, you got to pay a lot of money to watch this again. You know what I'm saying?
Rod's earning it.
Yeah, Lee. All right, Texas trying to, there's no way the UTEP's going to kick a field goal at this point for Scotty Walden. They're going to try to get a touchdown here, get this back to a 3-score game. 8:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter is brought to you by Ally Medical ER and Callahan's General Store.
Everybody
on Texas football watch along.
Vlasic, really good play there, by the way.
Yeah, hustle coming from across the field, chasing down a play, reverse run by UTEP there. Good coverage that time. Johnson Rubel on the field. You reported in the pregame, Jerry, Xavier Filsame not playing.
Correct.
Also Alex January, Trey Wisner.
Yep. CJ saw him in street clothes before the game as well. JJR with a nice play.
Force a fourth down.
Yeah, it should have been interception. That could have been a pick for JJR right there. Right to him, 4th and 6. Longhorns defense wants to hold this to a 3-point ball game. That's the goal of this defense, is to hold teams under 10 points. That's what national championship caliber defenses do. So far, they've allowed 3 total touchdowns in the third, 3 games in now. 3 games in 3.5 quarters.
JJR is going to want that one back probably.
Oh, yeah. That was his first career pick right there. Threw it right to him. Longhorns, a lot of new faces on the field right now, especially in the defensive backfield with Jelani McDonald being the veteran.
The thing is, though, like when you get the ball back, you can't start subbing in guys on offense. You need reps.
Yeah.
All right, so the Longhorns are going to get the ball back. That was a good defensive play. They brought the blitz and then ran it out of bounds. I think there was a tip ball on that one with the Malachi Nelson. So the ball got deflected just a little bit. Down to 12 seconds to go in Knoxville, guys. Tennessee's going to have to kick a field goal to win this. I'll keep you posted.
Cade Phillips played a lot in the second half of this game, by the way. Seeing a lot of Cade Phillips at corner.
See if the Longhorns can go on a drive here. I'm assuming it's going to be Arch Manning, right? I mean, you go Matthew Caldwell here. Now that you've gotten them off the field, I don't know.
I think it has to be Arch. But the question is, I mean, does it do Arch any good to just come in and hand the ball off 7 times? I mean, it's like
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah,
it wouldn't be wrong to get your backup quarterback in right here, but they're going to stick with Arch.
The problem if you bring Caldwell in is what if you go right down the field and score? Then you have an issue.
Yes, you're right about that.
Yeah, like sometimes it's not better to just not even get that started, right?
Yeah, there's Jarrett Gibson for the first time in the second half. It's been all James Simon. James Simon has 14 carries and 50 yards essentially over his time out there in this second half. But now Jarrett Gibson coming back, going to close this game out. Longhorns 2 gut runs, and it'll be third down. Longhorns again terrible on third down today. 4 for 14. And it's actually gotten better here in the second half.
Yeah, as was 1 for 9.
Puts them at 11 for 40 on the year.
Ah, dang. And this will be their 41st at 3rd and 5.
Oh, boy.
Something tells me Sark's just going to run this football and let this clock get down under 6 minutes. And if he has to punt, he'll punt.
Hey.
Nope, they're going to throw it. Nice throw by Arch. Ryan Wingo with the catch. Those are the most confident throws we've seen Arch make. That one right there, stepped into it, threw a bullet right to Ryan Wingo across the middle.
It feels like getting way too excited, like when your favorite baseball player's in a slump and he gets on base like a little Texas leaguer. Yeah, there it is.
Hey, we completed a forward pass down the field. That is something else.
Yeah, it's like it's like your team's missed 17 threes in a row and they make one and you like start jumping up and down.
Yeah, it's been a tough one today. Discouraging is not enough. There goes James Simon again off right side. And this Longhorns get one more first down. You can start getting this thing under 5 minutes for the Longhorns. Our fourth quarter brought to you by Ally Medical ER and Callahan's General Store. Callahan's will be closed tomorrow. They close on Sunday because they've got they're family owned and operated. All their employees are there all the time, so they give them Sunday off. Get back in there and see them on Monday at 8 in the morning, 8 to 6. Their hours, everything you need for your yards and gardens, projects, hardware, furry friends too, your pets and animals. You've got feed and livestock. They've got everything you need there as well. It's Callahan's General Store since 1978, right there off of 183 between downtown and the airport. Longhorns happy to run this game out, essentially. And a handoff to Ryan Wingo that snuffed out another negative play forced by UTEP. UTEP's defense came in as one of the leaders in forced, plays behind the line of scrimmage, and they've had several here in this game today.
Tennessee with a false start.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Oh,
they're just trying to get into field goal range. They're at the 20-yard line right now, but going to go backwards. We'll see. It's going to come down to a field goal, or they're going to overtime in Knoxville. I will say this obviously Tennessee, both these teams, Georgia's defense with Kirby Smart is not what it's been. That's for sure.
No, it's not. We talked about that going into the season. They're not. They lost great players up the middle.
Oh, did you see this throw, guys? I mean, this is what we're talking about. This is basic. Throw it out to the running back, and he threw it 4 feet over his head. That's the kind of stuff that there's a shot confidence quarterback right there.
Oh, gosh. Oof.
Wasn't going to get the first down, but it's a completion you got to make 100 times out of 100. That's a layup.
That is as bad as I've seen. Man, that's rough.
He is not going to make the field goal.
That was actually sad to see, guys. That was actually sad to see.
Yeah.
Like
he is not going to make the field goal. Wide right, guys. So we're going to overtime in Knoxville.
That 5-yard false start, man.
No, I don't think that was going to make it regardless. But either way, it pushed him back further.
that throw by Arch is one of the worst throws I've ever seen, and I hate to say this. That is somebody who has lost his belief.
Yeah.
You that is as easy and simple of a throw as you will ever have. And he airmailed him by 4 feet.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I love Arch. I want Arch to do well, but that's as bad as it gets. That throw's as bad as it gets. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that was bad. That's
Well, and
somebody
when
with zero confidence playing this game right now.
Yeah, Coach Shipley was on and talked about even the deep throw to Parker Livingstone. I mean, that's not a hard throw. I mean, you just lay it out there for a college quarterback, D1 college quarterback, and let Parker Livingstone run under it. He, way off the wingo play, and that one obviously just all day long. Sark Arch 11 for 25 today.
Yeah. People saying he's got the yips. I mean, yeah. I mean, nothing else.
That throw right there would describe. That's what that looks like. And then I've been there on the golf course before, where you're just firing piss missiles into the woods, and you don't know why. And the harder you try, the worse it gets. And
look,
just got to put the golf clubs down.
Ian Baker Finch won a major. He got the yips after that, and I don't think he ever won another tournament. It's like it happens.
I think those are going to be the kind of conversations, Jeff, we're going to start having, and you'll be. At the press conferences this week, not this afternoon, but, we see that in baseball when a guy can't throw the ball back to the pitcher or can't throw it to first base. I mean, these are things you've done your whole life. And that, as Coach Shipley said in the second quarter, the brain is a very powerful thing. And when it gets against you, then that throw right there, airmailing Christian Clark, is case in point. It's just, that should be second nature. And right now, everything's coming hard to Arch Manning.
It's compounding on him at this point. And hell, man, at this point, the quicker you can get done with this game without getting anybody injured, the better. Like just get it over with.
Yeah, we get to the 2-minute warning, guys. I'll hand this off to you guys, and you can get it to the post-game show, because obviously that's going to be Longhorns are not going to lose this game. They're also not going to cover the 40-point line that Vegas had out there.
Gosh, no.
Huh?
No, gosh, no.
But they're going to be 2-1 headed to the Sam Houston State game. UTEP not going to give up without a fight. They're going to try to get some points on the board here against this Texas defense. But nice play. Tight end got loose, or actually the H-back got loose that time up the field. But discouraging. But that's not strong enough, guys, for what this game has been. This is jarring, I think, would be the word I would use for this game for Texas. It's jarring just how bad it's been and how reality check time it is for Texas of, this is a real critical problem.
So it's week to week. It's week to week. You can't.
You don't ever want to see an athlete. I mean, good dudes, right? Go through what you're watching with Arch. I mean,
that's right.
This is really, really
tough to
bad
watch
stuff.
Well,
I was really
tongue in cheek joking, but seriously, what we're watching from Arch, and he's 11 for 25, and Sark has completely taken the air out of the offense in the second half. Would indicate to me he didn't like what he heard at halftime from his quarterback. But when I say the Mannings might powwow in Austin this week, I mean there might be an intervention at some point here. I don't know what that means, but
it's going to be a sports psychologist.
Yeah,
this is what pro golfers go see sports psychologists after weeks like this.
Yeah,
this is when you got to go. You got to go get put under hypnosis, talk to somebody. Hey, this is really rough to watch for a kid that's a really good kid that you really like. This is really sad to watch, actually, because this has gone way beyond inaccuracies. This has gone way beyond, he's having a bad day. This is going straight to stuff you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, well, that's when I say the uncles and, our Archie, his grandpa's at this game for the first time, as you reported early. They all see this too. It's not like they know the quarterback position. They can watch this and just how tough this is. And that's their nephew or their son or their grandson. And if we're having a hard time with it because of, just the way his mentals look right now, yeah, there'll be some conversations for sure. And there certainly will be on our post-game show as we're now to the 2-minute warning. Guys, I'm going to hand this off to you guys and get ready for the post-game show for everybody to jump in. Longhorns are going to either win 27-3 or 27-10 if they do punch in a touchdown. And we'll certainly be back here for the Sam Houston State game, the first night game and the final home game for about 6 weeks at DKR next week. Thank you to Callahan's General Store. Get out there this week. They're open 8 to 6. Ally Medical ER. Ally Medical ER is tremendous. Also our friend at Driven Automotive, Jeremy Jones, and encapsulate.usa.com. Guys, have a good one on the postgame.
Yeah, I got to respond to something real quick. I don't know where that comment went. Somebody was saying I was being a drama queen. You're the one that needs a second watch, guy. If you think I'm being a drama queen, if you think I want to say this stuff, I ain't about drama. You need a second watch yourself. If you're going to come in here with that weak crap, you better know what you're talking about. All right, Jeff. So Texas is going to win the football game. This has been about as ugly of a Texas game offensively as I've seen. I can't remember when. There's a ton of work to do. James Simon, going to be a really good player. Offensive line struggle. Quarterback, I can't say anything else about that. It's just, it sucks to watch is what it does. But it's going to be interesting to see. I'm really interested to see what Sark has to say in the press conference after this. I'm interested to see where he goes with his thoughts and his words.
I just think it's a deal, Jerry, where, we talked about with Rod earlier. I think he's just got to think, okay, whatever I thought this offense could be right now, you got to completely scrap that and look at, okay, what are the few things we do well that we can build around and try to build off of? Because now you got one shot. You got one non-conference game to try to get right before conference play.
Yeah.
So I think the time for experimenting and feeling it out is over. You gotta try to grow this on the fly, which is not where anybody wants to be, but that's the reality of where you are right now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining in. Bobby, Rod, Brian Robeson will have the post game here. We're going to go ahead and get out of here so they can get ready for the post game. Thank you as always.
Hey, Jerry, real quick,
thank you as always.
I want to thank our game day sponsors. I want to thank Tito's Handmade Vodka, Flight by Yingling, and Von Lane for sponsoring our game day coverage here.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks as always for the support on Texas football. Love you guys. And we will talk to you again. Bobby and I'll have rapid reactions tomorrow morning. Boy, that's going to be interesting.